1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera. This will be our final episode of Dead Winter, so thank you all for hanging out and joining us. Few things before we jump into it tonight. We are supporting Tanya, or Cipher of Tears, campaign tonight for the Bail Fund project, so please give if you are able. We are also still running our Pride fundraiser for the Trevor project, so you can also donate to that as well if that is something you want to do. So with that out of the way, we're going to go right into our monologue as we want to save every single minute tonight for the finale. So take it away, Victor.
Oh,
Chris, I can't hear you. Oh, there we go.
Okay, wait, hold on. All right, I'm good. All right, so we're at the movie festival, Barlow Film Festival, where Victor and Sylvia are premiering their cat documentary that they have been working so tirelessly on for the past 5 years now. It's going to be a masterpiece. And Victor's kind of sitting there with Sylvia, who's recently awakened to the idea that she has a mythos, which is yet to be revealed, because I don't want to reveal that in this monologue. And they're kind of just chilling, inside Victor's car. And Victor is kind of giving the story of how he ended up here. And he's just like, and then at that moment, that's when Magnus pulled out the ethereal dagger. But you know what? I should probably dial it back and tell you how we got there and before we got totally fucked, right? So anyway, so we escaped the boat with just like a sliver of our lives. I was like almost split in half. It was wild. Anyway, we went back to the graveyard. Nora was totally thrilled about it. And we got Lenore and we brought B Dollars with us. God, I can't believe I'm calling him B Dollars now. He's gotten into my head. And it turns out that the reason Magnus didn't want him to be drinking that dirty water that was purified, the Lord's tea, is because it would cure him of his curse. And he was able to touch people to unguiltify them, which we discovered when we turned Lenore back into her true flesh and blood self. But when she came back, she realized that, kind of like you know, Sylvia, how you've recently learned you had got this like wild thing going on inside your soul and all that. Well, Lenore's got that going on too, and we were pretty convinced it was Osiris, and meanwhile Arlo's set. So it was pretty great, and it was nice to see that Brock maybe could turn over a new leaf, stop turning things into gold, and maybe the things he would start touching would fall apart, like his shitty corporation. Anyway, so we gave Margot a few more deeds, and we headed over to Magnus's manor because we had to get in there. With some very stealthy planning, we were able to sneak in, get everyone in, and that's kind of when we ran into Magnus, pulled out ethereal dagger, started laughing menacingly, and that's when I kind of looked at my team and said, "Team, we're fucked." And then we're gonna cut right to and then Sylvia says to Victor, "Well, okay, but how'd y'all get out after that?" And then Victor's like, "Well, I'll explain that to you right now." And that's when we cut into the action.
Thank you so much. So we are just going to jump right into it as we have a long combat ahead of us. But first, we're going to rope Kira back in.
Oh, also, if we get $100 to donations in Tiltify tonight, Abby will do my eyeliner on stream. So get donating, folks.
Yes.
This is actually a makeup channel now, just saying.
We're already halfway there. Thank you for the donation, by the way.
Yay! Oh.
All right, so Kira, you are at the Golden Fleece pub. Jace is sitting there helping you out, kind of redecorating the entire place as the Jackals last session had raided it and just completely destroyed the place. So you get a text, not from your friends, but from Lenore, who, to the best of your knowledge, is currently still a golden statue. Lenore sends you an address, and that's about it. And Jace gets this same text. And he looks at you, and he's like, "We gotta go." And he runs out to the car. I believe, is it Victor's car that's still there?
Yeah, my Hyundai, my silver 2014 Hyundai Elantra.
He gets the keys off the hook and slides into the driver's seat. And you both begin racing towards this address. You both make it to the towering mansion that is Magnus Lavat's house. Outside, you see a group of about 10 to 20 jackals leaning on their bikes with their guns drawn. In between them, you see Lenore Dawkins, the professor who you had met at the beginning, with her arms raised in the sky. And as you pull up, she begins fighting them. And she's an older woman. You wouldn't expect her to be able to take on someone with people with 20 guns, but she is deflecting these bullets somehow, and it's almost like you're not seeing the whole picture, but she is somehow using her might to fight them away. And while this is going on, you run into the house, and Lenore says, "Go help your friends, Kira," and I'll handle this, and she's dealing with that. So you run downstairs, and excuse me as I paraphrase this, but I want to get into it. And you see in front of you Magnus Lavat. He is dressed in a fine white suit, but he has now a glowing blue sword, a large chain wrapped around his shoulders, a golden grail at his side, and a blue eyeball strapped to his head, not to mention the golden ankh that he has always carried. He has drawn his weapon, and the second you get there is the second where we leave off. So, let us commence this final scene. Who would like to go first, as it is quite clear that Magnus has now seen you? Would anyone like to make the first move?
That he has a blue eyeball attached to his head now?
He does.
Oh, dang.
I have ideas.
I've got ideas. Like, unless like we want to do like an Avengers team up move and be like, Indiana Jones and 4 crones, assemble.
I just mean I got an idea about that eyeball. But if somebody does have like an action they want to take, feel free to go first. If memory serves, Katya also had tried like doing something to his drink while he was gone.
Mm-hmm. He never drank it, unfortunately.
It was worth a try though.
Yep, for sure. Alright, who would like to go first here?
Alright, if nobody else wants to go. I think Katya is just gonna sort of panic and grab Yorick out, and I'll just be like, okay, come on buddy, like earn your keep for once again. And I want to have him make like a sort of defensive like wall of fire like I had him do before. So that if Magnus wants to like come through like to us, he's got to go through shit.
Okay, go ahead and make a change the game check, as this is going to add a story tag to this encounter.
Sure. Let's see, so that's gonna be Ooh, that's a 10.
Okay, so it is a great success. So that means you get to choose you have juice equal to your power to create the story tag. So how many power tags did you use?
2.
Okay, so the wall of fire -2, we'll say. So he has to deal with that while he is rolling.
Sweet.
All right. Magnus is going to go next. As you all kind of take in the scene, Katya is able to get out Yorick, and he belches out this like line of fire between the two of you. However, the next thing you see is a man who has been driven to the point of insanity. His eyes are bulging out of his head from the power of the new artifacts that they hold. You watch as his head pushes through the wall of fire, and his hand reaches out towards you all. And he said, "Let's try these new toys, bugs." And he is going to use the Sword in the Stone move.
He's King Arthur?
No.
What?
And I
Or
need
at least has an artifact for it.
Or he's Merlin?
and I need all of you to make a face danger roll.
Oh my god. Okay. Ah, shoot. I don't think I transformed
hate how much I like
yet. Did I transform yet?
Nope.
You had been golemy to get through the river though, weren't you?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
That's true. Okay, so I have a +2, not a +3. Oh, 6.
I have an 8.
13.
Butts.
Okay.
Not the good kind either.
That is just a 5.
Ooh.
Oh, I'm not even in roll 20.
It's okay, I made a wall of fire. Katya's distracted.
I like how we're all just so like, does he have a mythos? And then we do terribly on these rolls. Distracted by mythos.
We're too busy going, oh man, he's
One
so
of
cool.
these be like, damn, that's really cool.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
so
Good
Katya,
10.
yeah, So Katya and Aviva, you watch as this sword Excalibur moves through the air on its own, lashing out towards all of you. You watch Magnus guide it with his own hands as if he's wielding it, but it floats on its own around the room. You both take a -3 slashed to your physical health. So go ahead and write that down. Everybody else, you manage to just duck out of the way or move so it hits a pillar next to you, but Aviva and Katya, you take this slash across to you horizontally. And you are instantly not feeling well as Excalibur returns to his hand. And he yells down at the sword and he says, "You must obey me even if I am not your true wielder." And the sword kind of bends to his will. Okay, if anyone would like to go next after him.
Yeah, sure, why not? Let's disarm him.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and get the sword with the whip.
Okay. Go ahead and make a go toe-to-toe check.
Yeah, sure thing. All right, let's
I
see
will
if
give
it-
you a -3 because
Son of a
as you watch, the sword itself is moving through the air, creating maneuvers, and it's difficult to pinpoint exactly where Magnus is moving right here.
All right, that's fair. That's okay. I'll be able to knock it down to a 0. That's gonna be a 10.
So you are able to take the sword from his grasp, if you will.
All right, so like I kind of flourish the whip out, like twirl it around a few times as I'm trying to gauge where the sword's heading next,
Mhm.
and I'm able to like kind of just for a second I'm like it's going that way, whoosh, and I just pull it towards me then.
Yeah, you watch as Victor does this. You can see that the sword is not willing to be wielded by this individual, indicating that he might not be the rightful owner of this, but he's trying to bend it to its own will. So,
Okay.
Victor, as you move out to grab this, it's almost as if the sword is helping you,
Okay,
and it
and I
comes
want to.
towards the whip.
Okay, and I want to say as I'm like pulling the sword towards me, I'm like, why don't you come be wielded by someone with a purer heart?
Wait, who?
I
Okay.
don't think we know anyone like that, Victor.
Grab sword. Shit.
All right. So, Nora, Aviva, or Kira, anyone else want to go next?
Does he have the golden ankh on him right now?
Yes, it is around his neck.
I would like to try and pull it off from being around his neck.
Okay, same thing, defensive maneuvers for -3. With all of these artifacts, it is hard to pinpoint his location.
Okay, so let's see. I think I'll end up. I have 3 power tags I can use for that because final battle against the big bad guys definitely protect a powerless.
Mhm.
So it's a straight roll, and I got a 9.
Okay, so you are able to do this with complications. So
Okay.
you can take the Ankh off. I'll give you a choice here. You can take the Ankh away from him and take some damage in return, or avoid damage entirely and not take it at all.
I will take it and take damage in return.
So as you run up to him and you yank the Ankh off of his neck, you watch as he picks up Aviva, even in golem form, and just throws her against the wall and batters against like shields and spears he had from different civilizations. You take a -2 bruised tag to your health.
Oh no. So wait, is
So-
that in addition to the slashed one, or is that on top of it?
It's in addition. So how that works is you're going to let me look at your
So I'm
sheet
up
real
to
quick.
5 now, I guess.
No,
on
so you
physical
mark
harm.
the you see the 2 little marks before the 4.
Uh-huh.
You mark those 2. So you're building towards the 4th status.
Got it.
So you continue to be hurt. There's sword slashing in your rib cages, not to mention just being thrown against a wall, even in golem form.
Yeah, that's rough.
So you do have the Ankh around your neck, but you are not feeling well.
Okay.
Okay. Kira, Nora?
I guess, can I try to do something similar like when I made a necklace to help Victor? Can I make one on Aviva where her ribs are, like rock ribs are getting crushed? Can I just
Sure.
make some jewels on top of that to keep it together more?
Sure. Is your intent to heal her of current injuries or prevent future injuries?
I don't know how rocks work. I don't think throwing more rocks on it makes it healed. I'm gonna say prevent for further injuries.
Okay.
But I'm not a rock scientist.
Geology rocks. Go ahead and make a change the game check.
Okay. Let me count how many attacks I
Picturing
can-
like a really cool diamond's like
Mhm.
Yes.
over it.
Black diamond.
I was just about to say black
Yeah.
diamonds, of
Yeah,
course.
of course, yeah.
Those two.
King Arthur. Ah, that's so cool though.
You know, my favorite part is have both our player and character reactions to pretty much everything in this game. Is oh my god, that's so cool.
I know, right?
It's gonna
almost-
kill us, but
almost
it's so
unfair.
cool.
It's just like, damn it, that is really cool. I want to be cool.
Change the game, right?
Yes.
Smash cut to Victor telling Sylvia the story about fighting Magus. He looked so cool. It was so cool.
Anyways, that's when he killed my best friend. All right.
Great success.
Great. So you have a status tag +2. So if you want, you can give Aviva like diamond armor for +2
Yes.
on her rolls.
Yes, I will give her that.
Okay, so Aviva, as you kind of look down at your like bruised ribcage, already not feeling well, across this cut from Excalibur, you see that this like diamond like chest plate forms around you, and you look up and Nora's just kind of standing in the corner.
Yo.
So you can write that down. You can take a +2 to your rolls when you're dealing with physical damage, things like that.
Thank
Nice.
you.
All right, Chris, before Magnus does anything crazy, I got a really great idea to make Excalibur cooperate with Victor.
All right.
Oh god.
And I hate to like go out of order, but I have
It's
it.
okay.
I
It's a
have it right
flexible
now.
system.
Nice.
Okay. So Victor will pull the sword to his hand, hold it aloft, and he will say, "The Lady of the Lake, her arm clad in the purest shimmering samite, held aloft Excalibur from the bosom of the water, signifying by divine providence that I, Victor, was to carry Excalibur, and that is why I will kill you, Magnus."
You look at the sword and it just kind of like sits there.
Everyone else is looking at you just like, huh?
Everyone else is just staring at Victor. And the sword just
My
sits
bad,
there
Dad.
and like stops humming.
That concussion is really going to my head.
I like how our in-character reaction, out-of-character reactions, the same. Just like, what happened?
Go ahead and make a change the game check, just for
Alright.
future things.
Oh
But
my
I'm gonna
God.
tell you now that the sword does not yet respond to you, no matter how well you roll on this.
I'm just trying. It was like I was
No,
like,
it's
oh
a
wait,
good-
what happens if I did the quote? What if I did the quote?
It's a good idea.
Okay.
I like
Uh,
the image though of Victor holding his phone in one hand, like reading off
Yeah.
of like the Google search.
That's exactly what
How'd
he
you
did.
use Excalibur?
How do I use Excalibur? 9.
9. Okay, I'll write that down for future things.
Do I get juice for that?
You get 1 juice. Yes.
Nice.
I'm gonna say it has to deal with the sword.
All right,
when
I'll
you
call
use
it
that juice.
Excalibur.
Yep.
Or I'll call it Lady of the Lake Water.
Okay, Kira. I think you haven't went yet.
No, I guess I haven't. Should I? So I can either just run up and try to like stab him in the back, or I could like, if there's a bunch of historical shit around, I guess I could like try to cosplay as Lady of the Lake and be like, yeah, I'm Lady of the Lake. I bless this guy.
Yeah. What do you want to
I think I'll just try to stab him in the back. Fuck this.
do? Okay. Go ahead and
Is
make
he
a
wearing any
go.
armor or anything, by the way?
He is not. Go ahead and go
Okay.
make a hit with all you've got check, as he's
Yep.
kind of exposed right now.
Alright. I rolled a 10 total.
So what was the power? How many tags did you use?
I used like 5, so he's like a silent assassin, pointy things, prize motherfucker, and then both my movement ones to like get behind him.
Okay, so we're saying max 3 for this campaign, which you can
Okay, got
roll
it.
more than 3, but the status is at 3.
Okay, so that would be
Um,
an 8.
Okay, so as he or no, I'm sorry, you can still use the tag. I'm just saying that the status that he gets will only be 3. So you can
Oh,
still
okay.
use 5, so you still rolled a 10.
Okay.
So you watch as Kira kind of blinks in and out and comes up behind him and stabs Magnus in the back, and the rest of you your ally has just joined the fight. It's one of those moments you didn't see her coming, but she's helping you, and she's here now. Magnus is going to, in response, use his unholy muscle, and he shrugs -2, so he only was dealt 1 tier of status.
This is really
You watch as Kira, as you stab him with whatever instrument you're using, he flexes, and the weapon you're using almost breaks as you have to pull it away in fear that he is going to break it with sheer muscle.
okay. Sounds good.
All right, so we're going to say Magnus is up again now. And
Ooh.
you watch as he looks down with Kira's dagger in his back, and he reaches down for the grail at his side, and he says, "Come on then, Bugs, you'll have to do better than that." And he takes a deep drink. For all of you, time rewinds, and
No!
he has all of his items back, but your statuses remain the same. You feel as if you have been crashed into the wall and slashed with Excalibur, but he is right back to square one.
Bro, did you just astral dragon us?
Yep.
What
I hate him so much right now.
And he stands there and he says, "Come on, you'll have to do better."
I regret showing you that stat block now.
And as he is drinking, as he puts the the grail down, you see that he is smirking sinisterly over it at all of you. And that is his turn.
All right, Magnus, I'm gonna load an old save file on us if that's the way you want to do this.
Okay, so
it's the Grail that does it, right? So we need to
Yeah.
get Grail item.
yep.
But did we get to keep, like, do I still have Nora's rock diamond armor on me? Okay, so
Yep.
it didn't undo everything that we did. He
Okay.
just gets the items back.
Yeah.
Yep, you can also see that the dagger in his back, like the wound is still bleeding, so he didn't like recover from his either.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he kind of like warped time a little bit. So anyways, that is his turn. I think like Katia and Aviva were close to the top. If one of you wants to go again.
If you have something, you can go with Viva. Otherwise, I've got a thing to try.
I was just gonna try and like grab the grail from him. So maybe depending on what you want to try, we can do
Okay.
like a team up thing, because
Yeah.
that seems to be.
I was going to try my Witch of the Wilds to either generate or manipulate some plants. Yeah, rich people like plants, I guess.
Sure.
And I wanted to try to restrain his hands, like,
Mhm.
poison ivy vine style.
Yeah,
kind.
okay.
Nice.
That's a good idea.
Cool. Go ahead and make a change the game check.
Just because I would like to help you with that. Can I like try and pin him down so that he can be? It's easier for Katia to restrain, and I can use
Sure.
my move on that.
Sure. Aviva, make a go toe to toe, and Katia,
Okay.
make a change the game check.
Okay.
I got a 9.
I also got a 9.
Okay, so I'm going to offer you the same thing. You can either bail on this plan entirely and not take damage, or continue with the plan and take damage.
He doesn't have Excalibur now, or he does?
He does. He has all of his stuff back.
I'm taking damage. That's
Okay.
what she would do.
All right.
See, but I don't think Katya would necessarily.
That's okay. You don't have
Yeah,
to make the same
Katya
decision.
would. Katya would bail. I think she'd like go to start doing it, I guess, and then be like, "Oh shit, this doesn't work,"
Okay.
or you just have it fail. I don't know how it
Yeah,
works.
so I'm just going to have it fail and you suffer no consequences.
Okay.
I'll say, Aviva, as this is going on, you tackle Magnus like around the waist and pin him to the ground. So he will take a restrained 1 tag because you kind of have him restrained here. Or actually, how much power did you use? Sorry.
I used 3 tags, and I don't think my rock armor counts towards
Yeah,
power
it does
used,
not.
but yeah. Okay.
So I will move his status to -2 now, as he's restrained and he has been stabbed. So he's not looking super great either. You kind of have him pinned to the ground, and that is both of your moves. So you did successfully hurt him.
Did I end up taking any negative though, or did you just have it fail overall?
I'm just gonna say, since Katia chose to fail, that kind of balanced out the positive.
Okay.
Okay, so Nora or Kira, I don't think either of you have went in a bit. Victor, any of you?
guess I will try to pick up where Katya gave up while he's distracted, and I'll just be like, cool, I see there's some flowers starting here. And just try to
Okay.
raise them up and grab just the time goblet and throw that away.
Okay. Because you're going for a specific artifact, I'll say that this is more of a go toe-to-toe check.
Okay.
So go ahead and make one of those.
That will be-
Time Goblet sounds way cooler than Holy Grail,
It
just
really
for the
does.
record.
Oh, this is a good time to say my disclaimer for the evening.
yeah!
There's a lot of myths and legends that are interpreted in different manners and ways. I don't have all of that memorized, and I'm using the one that's fun. So thank you all for understanding. That'll be the last disclaimer. Bummer.
Till season 2.
Yep.
Season 2.
Season two.
Season 2.
Oh, wow, okay, another great success. That's
Wow.
scary. I'm gonna feel really bad next time. That's how probability works.
Okay, so
I
you
think.
managed to achieve your goal. I will say instead of inflicting a status, you can just achieve your goal by grappling the Holy Grail and pulling it towards yourself if you'd like.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you watch as the plants kind of form around him and grapple over him and around the Grail, and it rips it off the chain that he has hanging from his waist, and it kind of clatters across the ground, and Nora, you pick it up in your grasp. You look over the top, and there is no liquid left in it, but at least you have it away from him.
Okay.
Okay, Victor, maybe?
Sure. Well, sure, time may have reversed, but I wonder if Excalibur remembers what I said. I'm gonna try and take Excalibur from him again,
Okay.
because I'm a persistent.
Go ahead. I'll give you a +1 because he's restrained.
Nice.
But I'll also
Alright.
give you a -3 for defensive maneuvers, so you get a -2 overall.
-2 overall, so if we're doing the same thing, +1 overall then.
Okay.
9.
9. Okay, so you achieve your goal, but you're going to take damage, basically.
That's fine.
Or something
Hurt
bad
me, Daddy.
happens. I'll give you another option.
Hurt me, daddy.
Okay. So as you run up, as Aviva's kind of like on top of him, like pinning him down, the vines have kind of helped from Nora, and you run over and you yank Excalibur out of his hand. But as you do so, you look down and the Eye of Odin is piercing through you.
It's the Eye of Odin!
Its grasp
Sorry,
is
I'm-
locked onto you. You will be taking a -2
Is this physical or
to
mental?
mental. I called it analyzed. We'll talk about that later.
Or
Oh,
like
no.
maybe under scrutiny or something like that.
Yeah, whatever.
Strict scrutiny.
Whatever
You
you want to
just
call
got
it.
rickrolled by the Eye of Odin.
hmm
Yep.
You feel it pierce through you, and it's analyzed every move that you're going to make today. And
Ooh,
you just
fuck.
feel like he knows what is going to happen to you next.
Oh my god, is Magnus like basically like the time master? Is he Cronus? I'm telling you, he's Cronus. He's got to be Cronus.
Might be.
All right, so I'm
Um,
gonna take it my Excalibur again.
Yeah, so you have Excalibur back. It's still like glistening blue in your hand, but it's not necessarily listening to either you or Magnus, as it is a powerful entity on its own.
It is. Wait, does Excalibur have a mythos?
Yes, it's
It is the
Excalibur.
mythos.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Wait.
I had to ask one more time before the campaign was over.
God, this just became such a meme.
All right. Kira hasn't won in a while. Kira, you want to go?
I don't know what to do at this
Okay.
point. Goblet's
we can
gone.
skip it.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I don't want to
Okay.
put unnecessary risk and fuck anything else up.
That's fine. Okay, so we're gonna go to Magnus then. You watch as he is pinned to the ground, and he has kind of not blood yet, but he is not feeling great. He's bruised and battered already. And you hear him mutter. Aviva probably is the only one to hear this, as she's right up in his grill. He mutters, "I'll bring the whole city with me, making myself unstoppable, using the bugs." And he's going to use his "To the dust you shall return" move. And you watch as Magnus raises both of his arms out from under Aviva above his head. His muscles flex and rip through his white suit, sending white fabric around the room. The house begins to quake and shake, and the very foundation falters, sending you all tumbling through the floor end over end. You find yourself floating down an underground river, the very same one that you saw the previous night. You all latch onto debris, but now you are floating down this river at an incredibly fast pace. You look ahead of you a few yards, and Magnus is standing on a debris with some of his items left, not all of them. And he is just laughing at you all. So you're now underwater, floating down a river, on top of like some debris from his house he just destroyed.
I'm scared.
At least I don't need to worry about breathing, I guess.
Yeah, that's true.
Rocks don't have lungs.
All right. Kira, anybody else who hasn't went in a bit?
We're all just floating. Is it like really fast? Or...
Yeah, it's very fast, and you've crawled up onto this like piece of plaster or brick that the house was made of, and you're all floating down on separate debris after him.
Okay. Is there anything that we can use to paddle, or are we just literally up shit creek without a paddle?
I mean, you're flowing down the river on top of this, so you can't really go faster, but it is carrying you enough.
God. Jesus Christ, this is not good. No, I don't have anything. Anyone else?
Okay. Who else was towards the top here?
I have an idea,
All right.
Go for
but
it.
I don't know if it's going to work. This is gonna be one of those things that'll like push the powers to the limit.
Okay.
But because the Legend of the Golem, one of my power tags is that I'm connected to history and tradition,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try and pull a Moses and see if I can part the water here and get us out of this whirlpool, because I'll just like have it shoot up into these walls on either side of us and see if I can.
Okay.
Hello, fuckers!
I know, right?
I'm gonna
I
say.
was like,
Shalom,
all right.
I am
motherfucker.
here for this.
I'm gonna
So
say.
we're doing this.
Go ahead and make a stop holding back check.
Okay.
I will
Yes!
say, before you get too excited, that I'm gonna give you a -6 power tag.
Okay.
He has defensive maneuvers and an unholy aura down here now that you are literally floating down the river Styx.
So, do I still get to use multiple power tags, or are we capping it at 3?
You can use as many as you want,
Five,
but you have to add the -6, unfortunately.
6, 7, 8. Not working on the DL. Okay, I can actually add 10 here.
Okay.
Because this is the like synthesis of my Muggle life
Mhm.
and my Mythos life.
Yeah.
So it's a +4. 12.
Nice. Okay.
So,
Okay.
what is your intent with this? Do you want Magnus to stop floating down the river, or do you want your friends to stop?
I want to. I guess the idea is that, like, I'm trying to stop him from using this as a whirlpool to suck all of us down into the vortex or whatever it is he's trying to do. I'm just like, nope, you're not gonna drown us in this river.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna make it through to the other side.
Sure. Okay. I'll say for now that this roll has given you a turn where you're not floating down the river, as the
Cool.
water kind of washes up onto the sides of like the sewer like banks. I will say that the water is going to drip back down there by the time Magnus is up again. So right now you've stopped him and he is stationary and he is not moving away from you in any way. So you have held him still for a little while, but it's not going to last forever here.
And then I'm just gonna yell out, come on, now's your chance, do it now, whatever you've got, do it now.
All right. Kira, you haven't won in a while. Do you have anything here?
I guess whatever debris I find, I just like chuck it like a javelin, and
Okay.
hopefully it'll like just hit him square in the face.
Cool. Yeah, you find this like sharp piece of like steel from one of like the pipes or something in his house. Go ahead and make a hit with all you've got check, as he is completely exposed. You watch as the water washes up our way to the sewer, and he falls in like a 3-point landing on the ground.
Hit with all you got. Did that roll?
I'll say you also have a -3 to whatever you rolled.
Oh shit. Well, I rolled a 9, so
okay.
is that a
Yeah.
6?
Yep. So as you throw it at him, he catches it, and he's just gonna throw it right back. So I need you to make a face danger check with a -3 as well for the unholy aura of the river Styx.
I'll do that. Dude, that's a
There you go.
15.
Yeah. Okay, so -3 to a 12. That's still a dynamite roll. So you fend off the effect and take no status at all. So you throw the pipe, he catches it, he throws it back, and then you catch it again, and just this like little sequence of like just throwing this sharp pipe back and forth. So really, a net 0 for everybody. You didn't get hurt.
Yay!
Okay.
He's too good at catching. Why did he put all of his stat block into catching things?
Katia, you were kind of around there.
Boy.
His tragic
Yeah.
backstory was that he was rejected from Little League.
Yeah, I was cut from my baseball team.
Oh my god.
Tragic
So we
backstory.
are still in the water, right?
No, you have washed down to the base of the sewer now, and you're
Okay.
standing on concrete. When it is Magnus's turn, the water will have washed back down, and you will continue flowing down the river. But
Okay,
Aviva has
okay.
bought you a little bit of time.
All right, then. Yeah, the best really Katya can try to do is sort of help. I'm gonna make another plants attempt, but this time I want to try to sort of dam things up, like right behind Magnus.
Okay.
So when
Cool.
he tries to release the water again, maybe at least less comes through.
Mhm.
Like
Make
I'll
a-
just make like
sure.
algae or whatever.
Make a change the game check.
Right, let's see, 1, 2. Can I use like, I don't know, a point of juice or something to like have the space that we're in have like more plant life readily available or something, like seaweed or
Um,
something?
Well, the point of change the game is to generate juice, really. So
Okay.
if you just want to use that juice, you don't even have to roll for it, and we can just say that you make some sort of blockage.
Yeah, I'll do that then. That seems like a good use of juice for
Okay.
finale before I forget I
Yeah.
have it for forever.
And how many juice points do you have?
I just have the one.
Okay, so we'll give him a -1 status. We'll say that as -1 to the river. So it's going to flow a little slower, and it'll probably cause complications for him
Sweet.
going forward.
Nice.
So you watch as the plants kind of like burst out of the cement of the sewers and kind of form this like low wall, almost like a dam that is starting to build up.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
like, oh, that's gonna mess up the topography of the region for like ever.
God damn it.
Victor, Nora.
Yeah, I think Nora is mentally calculating how many selfish versus unselfish things she has done this week
Yeah.
and where she currently lies. And it's just kind of like, "Fuck, I need to not be in this river. Is there a bank? Can I get out of the river? I think currently
Yeah.
that would be her major concern.
Yeah, you can crawl up to it if you want to use your turn to do that. You can kind of crawl up the bank. Okay.
I don't really feel like being kidnapped by sirens, and I have been doing too many nice things currently.
That's fair. So you find like this access ladder on the side, and you kind of climb up it really quick, and you are now at an elevated position towards Magnus. You watch as you are climbing up, the water sloshes back over your back, not getting you wet, but refilling the river below you, so you can run on the side while the rest of your party is now floating aimlessly down the river. And with that, it is Magnus's turn again.
Wait. Can I take a turn now?
You may not.
Bastard.
So you watch as the water returns and flows into the basin, kind of sloshing back and forth. Magnus climbs through the river. He swims up and he climbs back onto like the roof of his house that is now floating through the sewer system. And you hear him mutter. He says, "Join me, my love," and he's going to use Nor Death Do Us Part. And you watch as shadows coalesce around Magnus, and next to him appears Carmilla, tightly holding each other in a loving embrace. And her fangs are kind of pierced out of her mouth, and she is ready for action. She has entered the battlefield. Victor, now you can go.
All right.
We killed you!
Victor's gonna put the whip
Also,
away.
this is like relationship goals.
Right? I want to be like an evil power couple
An
like
evil
that.
1%er? Yeah, okay.
Like Right? Ugh. Anyway, so I put the whip away and I hold Excalibur like Ludwig does in Bloodborne. I don't know what you call that pose where the sword goes across the face. I'm like, as if Victor's trying to speak to it, and he says, "All right, Excalibur, look, I'm gonna say please help us out. We're on the same side here." And I'm gonna try to actually lean in and like kind of focus on the Van Helsing mythos, because like Van Helsing was a very devout Catholic in the book Dracula. So much so that he never divorced his wife after his wife killed their child. So like I'm beseeching, like I'm having Excalibur, I'm beseeching like that Catholic royal side of myself to try and get Excalibur to read the purity of heart that is in Van Helsing, not Victor.
I'm gonna say,
Are you Catholic guilting Excalibur?
Look, this might be an exploration into my own personality and experiences growing up. Okay.
I'm gonna say make a stop holding back check, as this is kind of
Alright.
exceeding the scope, as
That was
most
my
everyone
plan.
has done this.
That was my plan. Victor is like, well, I gotta do this. Okay.
Nothing but stop holding back rolls the rest of the session, everyone. We'll get
Yeah.
one day.
Next season is just like hulked out avatars of the
9.
9. Okay, so something bad's gonna happen, but as you beseech Excalibur to help you, you watch as the flames around it dimly glow a faint blue, allowing you to control it. But as you do so, as you do so, while you're so focused on beseeching Excalibur, your eyes are closed. You feel a sharp pain in your neck, and I need you to do a face danger check.
Ooh, wait, do I still have my necklace that Nora gave me? My neck,
Sure,
my
why
goth
not?
neck thing?
Yeah, why not?
Ooh. Yes, finally, this +3 is gonna come in handy.
I will also give you a -3 because of unholy aura.
Chris is like, I'm
Because
glad that you all
cancer
get to look pretty before you die.
Yeah,
Chris,
your
I was
corpse
doing
will
so-
be beautiful.
Oh
I was
my
doing
God.
so well. I was
Uh-oh.
doing so great. That's a
What'd you
3.
get?
Ooh.
Oh, well, goodbye.
Oh,
You watch-
So long.
You
Farewell.
watch as Carmilla appears behind you in her shadowy form. She's wearing a nice long red dress, but the shadows kind of are singeing off of her dress. And you watch as she just rips the necklace from around your neck and sinks her teeth in. And you take a -3. And you just feel all the strength leaving your body as she leaves you, pushes you off balance, and teleports back to Magnus.
I'm just gonna call that drained.
Yep. And on this, I'm gonna have Magnus use evil machinations, and you hear under his breath, he's almost like singing this, and I'm not gonna do it because I can't carry a tune, but it's this weird, creepy thing, and he says, "The ferryman will have his day, while the lords of the underworld lie yet unborn. Chiron can finally lord over the dead." And you hear him just almost singing this like mantra to himself. And that's his turn. So anybody else who wants to go? Who hasn't won in a while? I don't know. Kira, you've won in a while? Aviva, you haven't went since you parted the seas here. So if you want to go.
I'll give everybody else the chance, since that's kind of what I'm holding on to right now. If you want to do your action before he does anything, because I'm holding
No, I
back the
think you
water.
Oh my god, I don't even know.
Because once I go again, the water starts back up again.
Well, I mean, Katya helped to dam it a little
True.
bit
The
too.
water-
Oh, right, yeah.
The water's already flowing. It's on Magnus's turn that it resumed. It's
Oh,
not flowing.
okay,
It's not
okay.
flowing as fast, and he's gonna have difficulty because Katia
I
did
see.
dam it.
Okay.
But it is still going on.
Got it. Okay.
Heck.
Heck.
Heck, this is bad. I don't know. I'm just trying to help Victor at this point, and like grabbing a piece of like random driftwood and like try to stake her through the heart because holy shit,
Okay.
she's
Yeah.
a vampire.
Okay. I'll say as she's teleporting away, you have this split second where you can do this. So go ahead and make a hit with all you've got check.
Cool.
Fuck her up.
Well, you
I believe in
got-
Kira.
You can do it.
I rolled a 9
So as you do
with
this,
-3, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yep, it's still
Only
-3.
6.
It's -3 to pretty much
Mm.
everything down here. So as you do this, she teleports away too quickly, and you don't get the chance to stab her. That's it for that.
Okay. I'm sorry, Victor's dead.
He still has all of his stuff, right?
He does not have Excalibur or the
Okay.
Grail. He has the Eye of Odin, he has the Golden Ankh, and he has the chains wrapped around his shoulders. Still,
Nora had the Grail.
So someone has the Grail.
Nora has it. Yep.
Nora has the girl.
Okay.
It
I'll
doesn't
try and
have anything
get
in it though.
Mhm.
the.
It's just
I will try and get the eye off of him.
So you're gonna kind of leap up to the place where he's floating down the river onto the roof
Yeah.
of his house. So go ahead and make a go toe to toe check,
And it's still a -3.
and any injury you
Um.
have. So
Oh, it's minus whatever for my injury also?
yep.
Oh, dang. So I'm at like a -6 right now.
ooh.
Yeah,
But
that sounds about right.
But 2, 3. Okay, so it's like a net of a -3.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Still gonna try and get it though.
Yep,
Okay.
still possible.
2.
2. So as you are
Not today, I guess.
as you are yeah, this is rough. As you are running up to him, you're bounding like debris to debris, and you make it to the roof of his house where him and Carmilla sit. And you run up and you try to grab the eye off of that is affixed to the side of his face. And Carmilla catches your hand and pushes it to the side as she teleports back. You hear him say, "Join your brothers and sisters in the depths," and he unslings the chains and he throws them at you. You watch
Oh.
as they like writhe and twist into the air as it flies towards its target. I need you to make a face danger check, please. You do not have a -3 on this.
But I have a -3 total.
You do.
Okay, so it's gonna be a straight roll. 7.
Okay, that's all you needed. You watch as the chains wrap around you, and they do hit you in the chest, and you feel how strong these are and how heavy they are, and you can only imagine that chains with a body of water beneath you might not have been the best thing. So you're able to shrug them off with your golem strength, and you're kind of exhausted as you do so, and push them to the side as they wrap back around Magnus's shoulder, kind of like a boomerang effect. And you know that if you get hit by that right now, that is not going to end well.
No, thank you.
All right. Who else hasn't won in a while? I'm kind of losing track here.
Oh.
Okay.
So I just realized that I think Magnus would look great with a jeweled bandana over where his little eye thing is. I just
Okay.
think that would be a really nice touch.
Okay. Make a change the game check. We'll see if we can add a bandana to the scene.
I think it would look great.
I do too.
Wait, come on, machine. Come on, laptop. You know you want to do your job. No, that's not your job, buddy. That was a different check. Okay, come on. Change the game. Click on it. Okay, did it work this time? Right.
Yep, 11. So you were successful. You have a
Wonderful.
power of 2, so you can give him a -2 to that. Or I'll just let you, instead of giving him a status, disable the eye completely if you would like.
Yes, I would love to blind it.
Okay, so as you these like black diamonds kind of form over the side of his eye, and he kind of just rips it off to the side and just kind of chucks it into the river itself because it has served its usefulness. So you have disabled Odin's eye. With that, Victor, you can erase your -2 analyzed because he can no longer see your movements.
I
Thanks.
just put in chat too about how I'm like rolling at -5. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm not passing a single check. Holy crap!
Yep. I mean, that's the way to do it. Helping each other's statuses. So,
Right.
yep. So good job.
What other
Okay.
statuses we got going on, team?
I know, right? So
Well,
Like
right
mine
now,
is 6.
Aviva's really banged up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
wait. So right now,
she-
just in terms of the items that Magnus still has active possession / use of that we can tell, it's what the Ankh
The Ankh.
and
And
the
chains,
The
right?
chains.
And the chains.
Yes.
Okay.
And his wife's not his possession, but like he has
Right.
her as his ally.
He
and
has
she
an
can
ally.
teleport.
But
I was
she
thinking
is
specifically
also
the-
strong.
I like that little disclaimer.
Yep.
He possesses an ally, not literally.
All right. Okay. So it's not fair for me to make a guess at what the chains are because I was the one making half the recommendations for these items.
That is true.
Oh, I gotta get my own guesses just because I'm
Just-
a mythology
We,
nerd.
Yeah.
we haven't seen the Spear of Destiny yet, folks. We still got time to get real killed.
I'm sorry, Nora. Did you want to do a thing?
Oh, I did a thing.
Nora's
Oh,
good.
okay.
Yep.
I was gonna take Sam's idea. Victor pulls out a little vial of holy water from the vampire hunting kit, pours it on Excalibur to make sure that Magnus can't use Excalibur
Okay.
Nice.
for unholy purposes. And then I'm gonna go and try and help Aviva out. Like, what kind of conditions you got going on?
I mean, we also saw the holy water
Um,
cured the Styx issue.
Ooh.
I have a slashed -3, and
Okay.
I have there was something else that Magnus did that hurt
Were
me.
you analyzed too?
That was -2.
Yeah, because that was me. I had that. That was my.
I don't think it was the
You
analyzing.
got slashed
though.
with me for 3 earlier.
Yeah, so
Aviva is only -3, but they have
Oh.
2 ticks towards -4, so they're like
Oh,
really
okay.
close to being really
Okay,
hurt.
okay.
Like
Yeah.
So
Kira
I'll-
hurt from last fight.
Oh, okay. So I'll make sure I let the holy water, like, I'll be generous and let it drip into the water as I am purifying Excalibur. And then I'm going to go patch up Aviva with my doctor skills.
Nice.
So you walk over, go ahead and make
Thanks.
the change the game check. You do have a -3 for Unholy Aura as you get even closer to Magnus in order to do this.
I'll be able to actually turn it around and make it a +3 because I have all the doctor tags.
I am a doctor.
I am a doctor. 8.
Okay, how much power? So you use 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, Aviva, you can reduce your status all the way to 2 with
Thank you.
1 slash, I think.
2 just has a single
Okay.
slash. There's 3 with
Yeah,
1 slash.
do 2 and then the next slash towards 3.
Okay.
So you reduce
So
it
I
by
remove
3
2
tier.
of my harm bars, and now I'm
Yeah.
-2, right?
Yep.
Instead of -3.
Yeah.
Yep. You feel some of
Yeah.
your wounds instantly kind of patch up as Victor kind of puts pressure in the right
Thank
places
you.
quickly as he's floating down the river Styx on the top of Magnus's roof.
The health system, all right, just for people who are new to the system, the health system's a bit wonky at first, but I actually really enjoy it.
Mhm.
Cool.
All right.
Especially when I'm no longer dying. That's a plus.
All right, and that's my turn.
Katia, you haven't won in a while.
Yeah. Shoot. I'm like, do I want to try to get another thingy from him or try to distract Carmilla? I think I'm gonna go for
What does he
Car.
have right now, even?
He's got the Ankh still, I believe.
The Ankh and the chains.
and the chains.
Okay.
No, I don't know if that idea will work anyway. So I'm gonna go with focusing my attention on Carmilla right now.
Okay.
I will hold Yorick out, and I would like to try to have my cinder skull flames shoot out and make a cage around her, like
Cool.
a fire cage.
Yeah, make a go
Ooh.
toe-to-toe check.
Shit, that is only a 7.
Okay, so that's a success though, but you also suffer consequences. So I will give. How much power did you use?
It was 3.
I will give her. So I will say that she cannot use her shadow step anymore. She is completely sealed inside of this
Nice.
fiery cage. I will also say at this point, we'll just use your negative as Magnus's turn a little sooner. And you hear him yell out, "Death is but the next great adventure." And
Thanks, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan?
he's going to use his "Nobody dies unless I say so" action, and he is going to have all of you make a face danger check.
Okay.
Just like a general face danger.
I'd say it's
question.
like acrobatic-y, so if you have anything like that.
Oh,
Would
okay.
I get bonuses just in general for Excalibur or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Sadly.
Wow, I needed that.
I miss.
7.
9.
Uh, 9.
My computer does not want to work.
That's okay. I think we see it. Oh no, that's.
Haven't done it yet.
Oh, never mind.
It is like, what if I don't scroll? And I'm like, okay, but I kind of need you to, buddy. Have we considered scrolling?
All right, so I will say while Nora rolls 6 and below, you will be taking a -2 grappled, and I'll describe what
Okay.
happens. Everybody else who got 7 to 9, you're going to take a -1 to grappled, and I would put that
Okay.
in your physical health. If you already have something, it just adds one little slash mark. It doesn't go up an entire tier. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Back to -3, y'all.
Yeah. So Nora.
Okay, so we can just add it onto any like physical stuff we have.
Yep. So Nora,
Okay.
you take -2 as well. Okay, so as this is going on, you watch as rotting dead hands rise out of the murky river Styx and grab onto your ankles.
Cool.
You watch as these zombie-like horrifically injured creatures begin climbing onto the debris that you're clinging onto, and they just crawl up, adding more more enemies to the battle as well. Okay.
That's
Oh
not
shit.
great. If we can get a hold of the Ankh, though, we might be able to send them back into their little hole of death.
All right. Kira, maybe?
Yeah. Is there any way to get to him easily?
I'll say with your powers, you can definitely just like teleport over there if you'd like.
Hell yeah. I'll just
Okay.
like teleport over and I'll just try to like wrestle the Ankh away from him,
Okay.
honestly.
Make a go toe-to-toe check.
Go toe to toe. That is a 4 total. Fuck
Man.
me.
Rough rolls.
We are having a hard time,
Yeah,
y'all.
there's a lot of rough rolling
We
tonight.
not doing too goodly right now. Yeah, no.
Nope,
hmm.
not
Um,
no.
I will say, as you reach out to do this, Carmilla goes to use her Drain Life ability again, and you take a -3 status for drained.
Is that I'm assuming that's physical.
Yes, as you just feel this power leaving your body, and you just feel weak and defeated down in this sewer.
I have an idea.
Go
I
for
am
it.
gonna keep doing what I'm doing, and which is noticing what people aren't doing fashion-wise. I think Carmilla needs a face mask.
Okay.
I think that it's very important in these days and ages that we take care of our health.
Yes, she is
And,
being very disrespectful.
Exactly.
She's not
getting so-
self-isolating right now.
Yeah.
She's literally
True.
sucking blood.
Yes,
Not
that is
good.
the opposite.
Not observing good social
No.
distancing.
Not at all.
I'm gonna try to give her a face mask.
Look, you came to her house. Okay, go ahead and make a change the game check.
She's having way more than 6 people in this house.
That
There's
is
like
true.
Damn it, that's really funny.
This is amazing. I love it.
Here at Chromatic Chimera, we like to work in real life events.
mild success.
Mild success. All right, so you give her a story tag of -2, and we'll call it. I don't know. We'll just say
PPE.
face mask, I guess.
PPE.
So I will say at this point in the time, though you have not killed Carmilla, she is restrained to the point of uselessness. Between that and the fire cage, you watch as she is so restrained that she just falls under the river Styx, and
Nice.
she just floats back the other way somehow, and she is out of the fight now. Between
Chris,
Kadia's fire cage. Yes.
Chris,
Well done, Nora.
hate to interrupt this cool ass moment, but we surpassed $100.
All right. Can we do this after this big
Yes.
boss fight?
yes. Or Abby's gonna do it while we're fighting. It's
Well,
gonna be
thank
great.
you, everybody, for the
Thank you,
donation.
everyone.
Thank
everyone.
you.
The
That's
main-
$100 in like an hour, so thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
amazing.
really good.
I don't even make that much doing what I do for a living.
Oh, that's really sad.
Preach. I mean, most people. Okay.
No, that's true.
Aviva, you haven't went in a bit. If you want to go.
Yeah, I haven't. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm all screwed up too. Okay. What does Magnus still have? He still has the Ankh.
He has the Ankh and the chains around his shoulders.
Who has the eye now?
He threw the eye into the river as it was now useless.
Oh, right. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. I'm okay. I'm gonna go like full on Avatar state with the golem here.
Yes!
Normally, like the glowing only happens when I transform, but because I'm all about like channeling history at this point, I'm gonna have the glowing letters just start to light up and then do the like creepy Galadriel voice thing, and I'm gonna try and grab the chains from him and be like, many have tried and many have failed. You will not have a monopoly on life and death as long as I am here to protect people that cannot fight for themselves. And I'm going to try and wrench the chains out of his grasp.
Cool. Make a go toe-to-toe check.
Okay, let's see. I have a -3, but I am using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so +2. Oh, hold on. That fell off my table. 13.
Yeah.
Nice.
I will say that you watch as Aviva yanks the chains off of his shoulder with such strength and vigor that it kind of like almost dislocates his shoulder as she just pulls it off of him. And he flinches and he rubs his shoulder and kind of peers at you over his other shoulder menacingly. So you now have those. It's very similar to Excalibur. It's not that they want to be controlled by any one person because they are its own mythos. So you will have trouble controlling it just as Magnus has.
Do I know what the mythos of the chains are for sure now? Like now that I'm holding on to them, or?
You do not.
Oh, okay. This'll be interesting.
So I will say, at
Nice.
this point in time, is a good opportunity to introduce another thing. Your vision is pulled down to the right as another channel of this underground river is kind of flowing under an underpass. So you are flowing above it, and it is flowing under you. You see Professor Lenore, eyes glowing bright blue in a struggle of strength with her brother Arlo, whose eyes are glowing yellow, trading blow for blow, working to overcome the other. A silhouette of Set over Arlo and a silhouette of Osiris fighting above Lenore.
I knew it!
And they are just struggling arm in arm, trying to send each other down to the river Styx. There is no love lost between these two at this point. And Lenore kind of catches you out of the corner of the eyes, and she says, "Keep fighting!" And she just goes under the underpass.
Okay.
They were in the water, you said?
A river below you, yes.
Below, okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're on the overpass of the highway. They're kind of like at an intersection as they flow that way. Okay.
What a cameo.
I know, right?
So cool.
Kadia?
Oh man. Does Kadia get the sense she has like the time to maybe try to do something to help Lenore as she goes floating past?
Yeah, I'll give you like one opportunity to do that. Yeah.
Okay. We're not like outside though, right? Like we're still
Nope.
kind of in the sewers.
Yeah, it's like an underground sewer kind of bisecting each other.
Katya doesn't have too much to really help with, so I'm gonna just try and lob some fire over at Arlo and try to like distract him or make him like lose his grip on Lenore.
Sure, go ahead and make a hit with all you've got check because he's kind of caught off guard here.
Nice.
Okay. It's an 8.
8, so with complications. So as you throw this ball of fire out of Yorick, and it does impact Arlo and kind of knocks him off. And he is now clinging onto the side of the debris, giving Professor Lenore a clear advantage. But as doing so, it opens up as one of these zombies that is wrapped around your ankle now sinks its claws into your calf. I'll say you
shit.
take another 1 status of slashed or
Okay.
something, so just one of the little marks.
Okay.
Yep.
Almost at 4 now.
Oof. Okay. Good to know. Okay, and now we're gonna say it's Magnus's turn again. What does he want to do? Okay, he can do this. So you watch as Magnus, he raises his arms in the air and flexes his fingers and his muscles as the suit rips and contorts even more. He says, "Come on, Bugs, you are nothing before your powers and you are nothing now." And you watch as the sewer itself starts to collapse in on you all. I need you all to make a face danger check, please.
I had a really cool rebuttal. Damn it.
You can say it on your turn.
Okay.
Well, you can say it now, I guess. It doesn't really matter.
No chance that these chains are gonna help me out with this, though.
Nope.
Another 7.
Because my cool ass line was gonna be, "No, I'm Abraham Van Helsing."
I am Iron Man.
I thought he was actually going to say Iron Man.
So this is where I rolled a 14.
There you
Not
go.
like I couldn't
Whoa.
use that
Hey, that's-
literally any other time, but okay.
Hey, saving your
Yeah.
skin is just as useful.
Got a 4.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
Victor, no!
I got a 6.
No!
This is going great.
All right, everybody.
7.
Oh, yeah.
Got a 4.
Wow. Okay, everybody who fails takes a -2. We'll call it bludgeoned.
I cannot be everywhere at once, people. I am in dire need of
Oh, wait, a
assistance.
2? You said like 2 ticks or like 2?
Yeah,
Full
2
ass
ticks
marks.
or
2
2 full
ticks.
saves.
Well, what are you all at? I'll look really quick.
I'm at a solid 3 for
I'm
dream.
at-
Yeah,
5.
before that, I'm at the 2 ticks up to like right before 4 is full.
Okay, so you,
Oh,
Kadi,
God.
you would go to 4. Victor, you take 2 ticks.
All right.
This is now the most hurt Katya's been, including being shot twice, everyone.
Yeah,
Oh, God.
you basically
Okay.
take 2 ticks because I'm pretty sure everyone's above 2 at this point. If you're not yet at 2, you instantly go to 2. If you are at 2, you take 2 ticks towards the next status.
Welcome to the club, everybody.
Right, we're doing so good.
I was like, I rolled a 14 with a -3. I still don't know. That was ridiculous.
Great job, though. I'm glad you're good.
And he yells out again, calling you Bugs, and he says, "We're almost there, Bugs. Let the river guide you home." And you feel the river start to pick up as now Kadia's barrier, you are far past it, and he is now not rolling at -1s anymore. Just
I'm not in the river, though, right?
you are not, no. Just for meta, because I never really said this, I've been giving -1 to all of his statuses because of the blockage in the river. So you would have been hurt more. So,
Yay.
so Kira is
Yep.
around here. Nora's around here. If either of you want to go at this point.
Okay. Kira, do you want to tag team something? Want to try to do something together? We should try to get the Onk is where I am. What do you think?
I mean, obviously, what did you have in mind?
Well, I could make a distraction of black roses, and then you could come up through them and pull it out.
Okay.
Because you teleport, right? I don't know. Help me out.
Yeah.
What do you think would be a good idea?
Okay, that's
Workshop it.
fine. That's fine. Let's go for it. Fuck, I don't know.
All right.
Okay.
Nora, you make it change the game. Kira, you make it go toe to toe.
Cool.
You
God,
feel
I'm not rolling too well tonight, though, guys. I'm just
I believe in you. You got this.
gotta trust the dice. Or the
Probability says
Heart of
maybe.
the dice. Heart of the dice,
roll
baby.
20. We are
I rolled a 4.
spotlighted. They will
I rolled
help
a
us.
4.
Yeah, we got the
Dice.
spotlight. That makes our rolls better,
Yes,
right?
it does.
Like, that was part of the deal.
They're hacks.
That's what they told me.
They're
Um,
hacks. Do I roll again? What?
No. Okay, so
Okay.
Nora succeeded, and she used a power of +2. So Kira, I will give you a +2 to your roll.
That's still a 6, mate.
Okay. Well, I tried.
I know you tried so hard, but I rolled a
tried.
2
I
and a
did.
1. Okay, the dice
So
probability's not happy with me tonight.
it's just not happening
It's
for
okay,
Kira
it
today.
happens.
Go make a blood sacrifice to the math gods. Fuck.
You reach around his neck and you teleport in and you grab the golden ankh, but the chain doesn't break even with the distraction of Nora on the side. And he looks down and he kind of kicks you in the leg and pushes you off of this. You are now floating in the river itself, not on top
Oh.
of the roof with him. Okay, so that was their 2 turns. Aviva,
Yeah, Okay, well, because this is the name of the game today, I'm going to try and oh geez, I can never remember the name of this. The name where you go beyond your normal powers.
Stop holding back.
I'm gonna stop holding back, and I'm going to go over to where Katya is, and okay, I'm gonna go over to where Katya is, and I'm gonna hold like one of her like wrists in sort of between my two clay hands, and I'll just look at her and be like, you know what this means. You know how important this is. And then when I remove my hands, there's gonna be a slight little red thread that's tied around her arm. It's a protection thing. It fits in with the mythology.
I get it.
You get it. Okay. I was like, it's like a shield. It's supposed to protect you from the evil eye. And I know we destroyed the eyeball already, but it's gonna protect you from the evil guy.
I like it. That makes sense.
How many?
He's got an evil aura kind of thing.
Yeah,
going.
he's evil. I want to protect you from evil.
How many tags could you apply to this so we can see what Katya is rolling with?
Let's see. How many tags could I apply to this? 4?
Okay, so we're gonna cap it at 3. So
no,
Katya,
5. Sorry.
Okay, we're gonna cap it at 3 anyway. So Katya, you have a +3 to your rolls until this bracelet is gone. So you feel emboldened by.
And we're still at -3 for environmental, right? So
Yep.
it's like I
Yep.
can do straight rolls pretty much now.
Pretty
minus
much,
the
yeah. You're
damage.
back. You're back to normal.
Okay.
All right. Victor.
Sure. I still have Excalibur. I'm still floating down the river. I'm hurting.
Yep, and it seems to be responding to your movements now.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna pull out a good old Chrissy Grimm. I'm gonna charge at Magnus.
Gun and sword in hand.
I would like to stop holding back and kill this undead fucker.
All right, hit
Very
with all
nice.
you've got.
All right, hold on. I got some tags I've got to hit up here.
I will say that you have been draining his power pretty well by taking all of his items, but you haven't physically hurt him very much. So,
Yeah, Victor's going for physical damage. Victor's had enough playing around now. It's go time.
all right.
All right.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So he's just gonna just start running forward. That's a 7.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so you hit, but something bad's gonna happen too. How much power did you use?
I had a 3.
Okay,
Wait,
so
hold on. Let me double check because actually I had a bunch of negatives. 4 actually.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that he normally uses his unholy muscle to shrug 2 physical statuses, but I'm gonna say in this moment he is so distracted by losing all of his possessions and his wife presumably dying, so he does not have the chance to shrug that. So I'm gonna let all 4 of these things fly.
All right,
would you
so-
like to describe that?
Yes. So I like to imagine that I want to. Do I have permission to team up with other characters here? Because I love team up moves, folks.
Yes.
So Katya sends a Yorick to do some chattering distraction towards Magnus, and he's just kind of ugh, go away, Skull. I'm your master. And Nora summons vines so Victor can step up the vines, and Aviva's the last step off point and launches
Yes.
Victor
Wait,
towards
stepping on Aviva?
Magnus. And
Everyone
Victor-
else does a cool thing. I'm stairs. I can get behind.
I'm just leaning into big tanky
Ultimate
person.
support roll.
Yeah, I'm
I'll
leaning
only
into
go up-
ultimate
Well, it's like when
I'll
Black Widow jumps off Cat's
Yeah.
shield, you know?
I will only go up to about 2nd floor height just
Yes.
for you,
I was
Victor.
gonna say, and Aviva's about to get to that 3rd floor level, but then Aviva's like, whoa, too far.
Yeah.
And Victor launches off of Aviva's shoulders, and we're gonna smash cut to the monologue again. Victor's like, look, Sylvia, this was the coolest shit I have ever done. I was literally just soaring through the air, just shooting the
Yes,
45 ACP into this motherfucker, and then I just took the sword aloft and I said Excalibur as I came down. And he's sounds like a huge nerd just describing his D&D campaign.
You sound like a
he's
huge
telling
nerd right now.
Sylvia. And then we smash cut back to him actually doing this really cool action. that he just described to his best friend.
So as you are doing this, Excalibur, and with the help of all of your friends, Excalibur seems to respond to your action, and you slice Magnus across the neck, and you watch as some of the life leaves his eyes. He falls back into the river and begins floating down the river Styx. You think Magnus just died, but you do look down, and the river ends here, and it is a steep cutoff into a swirling black void that you all must deal with now.
Oh no.
But you lose sight of Magnus under the tides.
Is this void that same scar that Katya saw in her River Styx
It is,
Hell
but
Tea
it's
dream?
yes, but it's like gorged and emblazoned. It's bigger and larger and more malicious than you saw in your dreams. It is almost like Magnus has been stoking the fires for some time.
Oh jeez.
So I need all of you to make what is it called? Hold on. It's like the acrobatics or whatever it's called.
Face danger.
No, it's
Go toe to toe. No, not
Take
that
a
one.
risk.
we'll just say go toe to, or I'm sorry, we'll say face danger.
Me too.
Yeah. So
Me
everybody at the table make a face danger check as you are all falling down into what you can presume now is the underworld.
Oh jeez.
Oh, fuck!
Cool! Nora's pumped!
Nora's like, I'll fail. I don't give a shit.
Nora's just like, heck it, I'm in.
I'm going down.
Right?
Send me in, coach.
Oh my god, I rolled
that's a big ol'
3.
6.
How am I rolling so low tonight? Fuck! Ah!
Yeah.
That's a 6
5.
without my like physical damage.
Crew,
so,
what
Oh,
happened?
Phoenix,
5.
what if you didn't glitch computer?
We might have a very different epilogue than what I
Yeah.
Shit.
What's it? Yeah, I'm at like 4/, so I really have like a 2.
planned. Yeah.
Yeah,
Victor's like been dead forever, waiting for Sylvia to die too, so he can tell her this story in the afterlife of what
yes,
happened.
it's just
That's where the monologue is taking
Yeah.
place.
it's at St. Peter's Gate.
Exactly.
Katya's like epilogue for the end of the series is just her becoming the next Yorick somebody picks up somewhere.
Yes.
So
You
sad.
all
That's
failed.
So gross.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay.
We all suck.
All right, so the combat continues as you are
Oh,
sucked
does it
into the
though?
underworld. You watch as like this swirling void like pulls and rips at the muscles in your body, and eventually you are spit out onto the shores of this like dead, barren landscape, and you see Magnus on one knee standing there, battered and bruised, but getting back up to fight you all. He slips on both of his brass knuckles, and we will continue this fight.
Why does he just stay dead?
So we're on the shores of the underworld.
You are on the shores of the underworld with
I love it.
the ferryman
This is
staring you in the
everything
eyes.
I've ever wanted!
As we're like going in, I'm like, Nora, you're way too excited for this.
We'll say Katya, you can probably be first up here as the turn order seems to progress.
Well, this sucks. So it's just Magnus we can see right now, yeah?
It is, yes. There is just this wide open barren landscape that seems to go on forever.
Okay. I don't like this. I'm out of my element. Out of my element, Donnie. So I'm going to... Yeah, the best thing Katya's really got right now is still Yorick, because she does not feel confident in her ability to summon plants or birds in
Sure.
hell. So I'm going to... I'd like to try to, like, mimic the chains I saw him doing, but with, like, flame ones again,
Cool.
that just sort of spew out of Yorick and, like, try to wrap around him.
Sure, go ahead and make a go toe-to-toe check.
Okay, so that's 11 roll. So it's... Oh, wait, no, I don't have the -3 still, right? Because of whatever,
You do
Aviva
not.
did for me.
Yep,
Okay,
it
so then
balanced
it's-
out.
Sweet. So then it's still not great because I've got the slashing. So,
Mhm.
like, what is that? That's like an 8.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wait, no, it's a 7.
Whatever it is, yeah.
7.
Okay, so 7 overall.
Yeah.
It's a mild success still. So you do hit. How much power did you you ended up with? like 1 or -1 overall?
I mean, yeah, like I applied 3 tags.
Okay,
Wait,
but
no,
you
2
lost.
tags.
You
Sorry.
lost. Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
the minimum is 1, so you can't really go below 1, damage-wise. So he does still. You lash out, and Yorick spits out this like long string of chains that wraps around Magnus's shoulders, where the chains of Prometheus were previously, and it burns his skin. And he gets up onto one knee again. Kira, Nora.
Yeah, so I would like to try to do something a little different. I think it'll probably be a stop holding back.
Okay.
I would like, instead of making frogs, I want to use Fairy's watchful eye to curse him for being a bad person and have frogs constantly come out of his mouth anytime he tries to do something.
Amazing. Go ahead
my
and
God, I
make
love
make a change
What
the
the
game
fuck?
check before his turn.
Okay.
That is nightmare fuel. What?
Yeah, oh, that's what the story was like.
Yeah.
Most fairy tales are nightmare fuel.
I got to read a lot of fairy tales in preparation for this, and none of them were kind.
Yeah, myths and fairy tales are just nightmare fuel. I mean, Oedipus Rex was like a famous play, so
Okay, come on, computer. You don't want to continuously open the dictionary. That's not useful.
wait, Chris, is MF the Oedipus mythos?
Yes.
A
If someone else wants to go while I figure this out, that'd be great, because it might take me.
Magnus is going to go next, so I will
Okay.
do this as you say this. So as you are cursing Magnus, he gets up on one knee and he slips on his brass knuckles and he says to you all, he's like, "You made a mistake falling here. The more people here, the more powerful I grow." And he stands up and he's an extra foot taller now, and he has this like black silhouette behind him as he is increased in power now that more people are in the underworld.
What is
Maybe
going on with this guy?
-3. Can I please stop opening the dictionary? I really don't want the dictionary. I don't know why I decided that dictionaries should be. Okay, maybe I'll just roll normally. So how many do you roll? How many dice do you roll in this game?
2d6.
/R2d6.
And then you add 1 for like each of your power
Yep.
tags or subtract 1 accordingly.
Okay. 6. That's fine. Plus.
The Roll20 app is super
Yeah.
handy for
It's
this
so good, you
game.
guys.
It really is.
We love it.
It
This is
even
not
tells
a
you what to
paid-
do
this is
after
not a
you
paid
roll.
advertisement. It
Ooh.
really is
Wow.
like this.
Wow.
Double ones! I love it.
Holy. So as you are trying to
Oh, no.
curse him, his own words kind of cut through your curse like a knife in the underworld, and it takes no effect. As this is happening, you watch as he is going to... I'm going to roll for a dice for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He is going to slug Aviva with his brass knuckles. And I need you to make a face danger check, Aviva.
Okay. Let's see. It's just a straight roll. 9.
Okay, you reduce the status, so you take 1 tick towards your next
okay.
status. So as he kind of like goes to punch you in the chest, you kind of catch it with one of your hands, your golem hands, and just push it back. So you only scoot back a little bit, and you take a mild status. Kira?
God, question. In this underworld, do we actually see any ghosts or anything? Or any undead wandering
Not
around?
at the moment.
Okay, can I at least try I don't know, man. I'm thinking that my mythos, she is a ghost, so maybe I could try calling out to someone and being like, "Fuck this guy, up, rise, motherfuckers!"
Ghost Rebellion.
Ghost rebellion,
Ghost Rebellion.
protests.
Great. All right, so go ahead and make a change the game check, I would say, for that.
Okay. I'm going to do negotiation, and I guess that's it. Or can I use E knows the locals? Because technically
Yeah,
they're
sure.
locals.
Yeah, you're pretty local.
Cool.
Oh, hey, what's up? Yeah, the name's Shade. What's going on? I heard you needed some help.
I'm cool.
Mild success.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we'll say that your juice tag here is to introduce a ghost into the scene. So Kira, what this means narratively for you is you see the avatar of your myth helping you side by side now. Something that you probably have not seen before, or the rest of you. So you are side by
we all see
side.
this?
Yes,
Oh God.
helping one another push back this unholy force.
That's fucking awesome.
That's so fucking cool. Kira, you like have so much
Sweet.
more esteem
Also,
in Nora's
like, is anyone
book.
else freaking out? I'm just like, oh yeah. Oh shit.
Okay, Aviva?
What was the last thing that I even did? I protected
Mm-hmm.
Katya.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is...
He still has the Ankh, and that's it, and he's looking pretty beat up.
All right, gotta try and get that. Yeah, because if we do that, we can be like, okay, we will restore balance to the forces of death.
Yep, go ahead and make a go toe-to-toe check.
Yep, let's go for that. Wait, what do I have? Okay, it's just another straight roll. Wait, no, it's not, because I have my rock armor. It's +2.
Nice.
Hey,
Ooh. 6.
That's a failure.
I rolled 2 2s! Ow!
So you grab the Ankh from around his neck, and you do manage to get it off of him for a second, but he grabs your wrist and just punches you across the jaw. I need you to make
Ow!
a face danger check.
Could get a
Okay.
face danger because he punched you
Face
in the
danger.
jaw.
I liked it.
8?
8. Okay, so you reduce the status. You take 1 tick again.
Oh, God. Okay.
And you
I'm
just
one
feel
away
this
from
unholy
being
force.
-4. Just
That's-
FYI.
Yep, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right, Victor, it's back to you. You are wielding Excalibur in your hand in hell, in the underworld.
The music swells. It's
Yeah.
the Doom soundtrack. BFG Division starts playing. Let's see. What do I want to do? How are my friends looking?
Not good.
Hot.
Nora's having a good time.
And how's Magnus looking?
He is looking an inch from life.
You gotta
All
go
right.
for Magnus, dude. Do it.
Yeah, I'm going for Magnus. I'm trying to think of a good in case I do him in. I want to think of a really good one-liner.
Think of the turn first.
That's a good plan. That's right. Sorry, I'm caught up in the one-liner. I'm already assuming my success here.
Look at the way we've been rolling, buddy.
Yeah, right. All right. Yeah, I'm just charging him. I'm
Okay,
gonna
you
hit him
just-
with all I got.
You just charge him, blade out, just gonna joust him through the chest.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
Go ahead and
It's-
make a hit with all you got check.
It's go time. It is go time. Yeah. Okay. Hitting with all I've got. 11.
All right.
Holy shit.
Okay.
I will say,
Okay.
describe what you would like to do, and then I will take it from there.
Oh, I don't have the one-liner yet. Shit. Oh well. Anyway, so this is gonna be super cool team up move because if we're taking Magnus down, we got to do super cool team up because
More team ups.
because I live for Avenger team ups, like that scene from from Civil War.
Oh hell
anyway.
yeah. Oh, I know exactly what you're saying, bro.
Anyway, so Kira's using her ghosty. I don't know if it's a patron or mythos thing
Yeah,
that's
maybe.
going on.
I don't know.
Is just bamfing around Magnus, up, down, all over the place to disorient him. Nora's summoning hell toads or something like that. Yorick has come to life because it is the underworld, and Yorick is floating around hey, let me at him, boss, let me at him.
Why is Yorick Nigel now?
Yeah, I don't know.
Boy, mate, let me at him because Yorick's Nigel now.
I throw him in the river.
Get rid of him.
And then, of course, Aviva just grabs Magnus and just slams him on the ground a few times. And that's when Victor's just it's over. And runs forward, Excalibur held aloft, and you see the holy light stream into the underworld. And Victor's just in the name of Indiana Jones and 4 crones. be slayed.
So as you run up to do this, everyone's kind of holding them down in their own ways, using their power, utilizing their powers in the best of their ability. Most of you expanding the scope of what you thought you were possible of. You were all holding him in your own way, and you watch as Victor runs up and jams the blade into Magnus's chest, and in doing so, drives it straight through the golden ankh and into where Victor's heart would be.
And as Magnus goes down, Victor just says, "And the other shoe just dropped," and I'm gonna whip him.
And you watch as he just falls backwards, lifeless, and he begins disintegrating into the very soil of the underworld.
Oh, this is the best day of my life.
So how do we get out of here? Hello?
You
Do
look
you have any-
you look behind you, and a rope from the swirling black void above you has been roped down to you all.
Okay.
If I look around,
That's
can
not
I
suspicious.
see- do I see any sign of Lenore and Arlo? I almost said Argyle. It's been a while.
He's
I
there.
know.
You see like Lenore's hand, and you can see some rings that she
Okay.
wears, kind of like holding the rope for you all.
Oh, thank God! No, like very slowly start climbing it with my 4 points of slash damage.
I'll help like boost people up so that they can reach it
All right, you all.
with my also 4 points of got fucked up by the ferryman of death.
I
Four
tried
points
of
very
wrecked.
hard
You
not
all
to make eye
climb
contact
up.
with my mythos. I'm just like, holy shit, this is really creepy.
Maybe we should just stay a little bit longer, have a picnic here. We could just, spend some time.
You know what?
Ignoring
Maybe
Nora.
you and my mythos can have some fun. I'm out. Okay, I can't.
Yeah, I've got a cat documentary to premiere next week. Like,
Urgent medical attention required. Let's go. We can
oh yeah,
have
I'm also
snacks later.
really injured.
You all climb up the
Fine.
rope out of the underworld. Nora, you look back one last sweet glance towards the underworld and climb through the black swirling abyss.
I'll always miss you, and I'll cherish this time I
Oh,
have spent
come
here
on,
with
let's
you.
go.
I'm gonna say narratively intervening right here. Take a picture of the underworld.
Nora's like 100% channeling the Orpheus and Eurydice story right now. Like just looking back, like I'll never forget you.
and that's when Hades comes out and says, "Sorry, I don't make the rules. You're coming with me now."
It's fine. Just don't eat anything.
So you climb up and you see Lenore exhausted. The river has seated, and you are all just sitting on the side of the bank. Lenore is exhausted and bruised, but she seems to have at least been victorious in her own struggle. And she sits on the side of the sewer bank, and she slowly gets out a flask and begins pouring a few shots for everyone.
I'll take some of that.
I'm gonna pretend I'm over 21 and try to take one.
So I
Victor's
just
just
slap
hands
it
it.
out. I just slap it out of Nora's hand. Is like, no.
Just take it.
Yo,
Victor just
Nadia won't
hands-
let her.
I don't
and
care
take
anymore.
a smoke. And take a smoke. You fucking deserve it.
Right?
She's under age, you guys. We still
She's
can't
19,
do this.
She can at least smoke.
Oh, come on. We just faced off death in the freaking underworld. I think she can have a drink.
And I had to leave the underworld behind.
Just don't
That's what you
tell
had
your
to
parents. It's fine. Don't
She's
tell your
gonna get up
parents
and
she's
start
not
walking
driving
out. She's just
home.
like, I can't with these guys.
Katya would like to just sort of look over Lenore and be like, "So where is he around? What happened?"
Arlo won't be bothering anyone again. It was sad to do, but when your brother, even if he is your brother, if he's hurting innocent people, that can't be helped.
I mean, he started shit, so
He did.
well, sorry you had to do that. Even if you don't really get along, that's rough, buddy.
It was difficult. It was difficult, but correct.
Do you have any idea what these
Yeah, I said it.
chains might be? What are they? What are they for?
The what?
These chains
Oh yeah,
that he has?
I have the goblet.
As,
Right, like,
as you
we're-
go to check all of the items, they did not make it with you out of the underworld.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what the fuck? I guess I'll never know.
We don't even get souvenirs. Fuck this.
I just starting to really bond with Excalibur. We were starting to really connect. That's kind of a bummer.
You know, okay. If you say so.
Okay.
We had the same goals in mind, sensed the purity in my heart. See that, everybody?
Self-righteousness,
you're so
maybe.
lame.
Lenore takes a sip of her drink and she says, "It seems like a long time ago when I gathered a bunch of random people at a tavern together. I'm very
it was
proud
really
of
just
you
a few
all."
days ago.
It was a
Yeah,
week
wasn't
ago.
it like last week?
Well, you did
Oh,
like a
God.
4-day
Tuesday.
session. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't have done any of this without you, Lenore, honestly. You know,
I'm-
thanks for everything.
Still just glad that you're not dead or goldified lying in a mausoleum somewhere.
It was a really nice mausoleum.
It was nice, but
And we'll go back, Nora.
not before her time, you know.
No, I'm glad you're okay too.
Sorry, if Katya looks back to check out the river, what does it look like compared to like when we first came through? Is it still all inky and gross? Does it, you know, is nature returning?
Nature is returning.
Okay, interesting. She's like, all right, well, that'll save me a lot of paperwork later. I think I need a shower and maybe a nap or something.
That would probably be good.
Lenore stands up and she says, "I'll be at the pub if you need me. Thank you all." And she gets up and gives you hugs. And at this point, if you'd like to do any outro stuff, now would be the time.
Aw.
Oh.
Oh, because are we moving into epilogue after this?
Yeah. I mean, we've got an hour, right? But
Yeah, we want to leave enough time though to kind of
Yep.
capstone everyone's characters. And
Yeah,
stuff.
Catstone.
I have a little bit written for all your characters too. We'll see the direction you want to take them first, and if it's appropriate, then I'll continue with that. But if not, you guys do what you want to do.
Good old Victor's already checking the phone, saying if Sylvia ever got back to him.
Oh, true.
Yeah, she has. You have a nice chat at coffee if you just want to skip past it. But basically, you realize that Sylvia is trying to discover the myth inside of her, like you did not too long
Mhm.
ago.
Do I have any idea what it could be?
Nope, she doesn't really know much about it, so
Got to set up that season 2 teaser, right?
Yeah, seriously.
yep,
Let's search for Sylvia.
I do. So yeah, just take it away. Anybody who you wanna, if you wanna have like a big in character or like side character stuff, that's fine. If you wanna just do it all together at the pub or something, like a little talking scene, that's okay too.
I think at least at some point Katya will want to go to Aviva and just be like, I'll pull off that red string she gave me during the combat, and I'll like wrap it up and be like, this was really helpful. Thank you.
I'm glad it worked. I honestly didn't ever really have the chance to see something like that in action before, but I'm glad it worked.
No, that was definitely something. I feel like I don't, remember that part of lessons during Hebrew school, so maybe I'll have to check some of that out later.
I know, right? Yeah.
Mom and Dad would like that, actually.
And
But-
I don't know what's going to happen now that, Magnus is gone for however long he's gone for, but I hope we get to see each other again and work together again soon. Maybe after our broken ribs and our gunshot wounds
Maybe
get to
after
heal
this.
and scar a little bit.
Chris, it's winter time, right? Because this is
Yeah.
dead winter.
It is.
So
It is just on the
fine.
cusp of holiday season as we
there
wrap
we
up here.
go.
Well,
There you have
you
it,
know,
guys. This is
maybe,
Christmas special.
Mhm.
I could
Oh,
always use
Cut.
some help hunting vampires here and there. And everyone in this group has proven themselves more than quite capable. So, and I'm also already working on a sequel for the cat documentary, and I'm gonna need a crew. So,
Oh my god. Well,
I was gonna say latke party at Katya
Yeah.
and
I was
Aviva's house.
actually, yeah, Katya was gonna say, I don't know what any of the rest of you are up to. My family kind of does their own thing usually, but might be nice to have some family for the holidays this year. It's
Yeah.
Hanukkah's coming up, so Aviva, I'm sure you've got things with your grandmother, but you both would be welcome. All of
She'd
you.
probably like to see all of y'all without, us taking her car away and putting a gold statue in her shower for like a night.
Hey, Grandma, here's the statue. Okay, bye.
Yeah, I guess I do.
I'd really like the chance to like recuperate the image of my friends in front of the person most important in my life.
We do owe your grandma big time, and
Well, it'll be fine. But I think she'd appreciate, getting to see us under some less stressful circumstances.
We can just montage to the first day of Hanukkah. I'm afraid I'm not super familiar with traditions.
Okay, in
so-
between that, one day at work, Victor's gonna go up to Nora and jingle the keys in front of Nora and be like, "You want to see a dead body?"
Yes.
Finally.
and like Victor's like, and as they're walking, it's like, "Did you read the new Margot story?"
Oh my god, I did.
She used that picture from the underworld.
You peeked.
You peeked your mic.
Big so hard.
So as this is going on, and I'm not gonna pretend to know everything about Hanukkah, but I will say that you are
We
all
got you.
yep,
I'm crying.
you are all enjoying a celebration together at some point, and maybe Sylvia's there, maybe Grandma Rosa is there, and
Both
it
are
is-
invited.
It's just a nice, What is Alex doing?
We
Peace
broke
sign?
200 for the Veil project.
Oh my god.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
No! And I yelled at them in high-pitched squeals. I'm
Aw,
sorry.
That's
No,
a great
glad you said
reward,
it.
yeah. Nevi
Thank
peeks her
you
mic.
so much, everybody.
All right, you know what? I say Tyler Moonsage gets to name the cat documentary.
That only seems fair.
Tyler, thank you
It's
so
only
much.
fair.
Oh
Brought
my
us
god.
over our 200 mark. Thank you, Tyler.
So as you are all enjoying the celebration together, Aviva, you're sitting kind of at the table with your grandmother. Maybe it's at her apartment even, or her house. And you look over, and the rest of your friends are kind of gathered in the living room. And she looks over to you, and she smiles, and you're just kind of having tea together. She says, "I'm very proud of you, Aviva." And she just kind of mutters that as she looks at all your friends.
Thanks.
I don't need all the details, but I know what you did was right.
I think it was. I did end up hurting somebody who wasn't involved along the way, and I still feel pretty bad about that, but I think that, you taught me a lot about the importance of doing the right thing and trying to repair the world, make it a more just place. That's what I'm going to keep trying to do.
I was just going to say that you might have a good group of people to continue doing that with. And she kind of sips her tea and looks at everyone kind of in the living room. And out of the corner, the characters don't see this, but the audience, if this was a game or a movie, sees a black Escalade kind of roll by outside the window.
God, not again!
Dollars.
No, it's not him.
No,
No, it's the
I
Fedora
know.
girls.
it's the fedora ladies that
Fedora
are following
ladies.
me.
Muscle fedora ladies.
The
Who
Fedora
Katya
ladies.
totally Obi-Wan'd away last time,
Yeah.
for the record.
Oh my god.
These are not the mythos you're looking for.
Oh my god.
During the party, Victor leans over to Katya. This being at a Hanukkah party would totally piss off my parents, and I love it.
Well, glad to be of service. If they don't like Hanukkah, wait till they hear about Purim.
You think I should go back to in case I ever run into Excalibur again? I think I could kind of tell I haven't been in a while.
I like the fact that Excalibur didn't bond with Victor because he missed a Sunday.
Oh my god. How
Because
dare.
he's just a Christer.
Yeah.
Oh no.
So judgy.
Oh, jeez.
Excalibur is too hardcore.
You know, I get that. I get that, honestly. I kind of dig it.
You know, being raised with that lifestyle, you get it. You understand.
Yeah.
All right, so you all enjoy this nice party together. And is there anything else we want to do, like any conversations we want to have before I just talk a little epilogue stuff? We do have a lot of time, and the epilogue won't take more than 5 minutes, so anything else you all want to do?
Victor
this
gets
party.
out some gifts, and he kind of stands up. He like has wrapped gifts. He's like, "Look, I don't know if y'all do the whole gift giving thing on Hanukkah, but since we've grown a lot as friends recently, and I really enjoy your company, and it's nice to spend time with a real family for the holidays for once. That isn't my cats, as much as I love them dearly. I got us all a little something." And when you open the gifts, they're totally styled jackets. But for us, we got team.
Oh my
Victor
god!
ordered us team jackets.
Yes.
And everyone's got their mythos nickname on the back, like Katya's is Mama Yaga.
Oh yeah. So cool.
They're really dope. Sylvia designed the logo.
She's like, I
That
hope
is
you like
so
them.
We need new merch, y'all.
Oh, we do. Holy shit.
Oh my god.
That'd be so cool.
Does Redbubble have like varsity jack?
They do
Yes!
now.
No, but I will make it. Wait, they do have baseball tees. That's kind of
Baseball
Yeah, we could do
tees.
baseball tees.
Oh my god.
Tees. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, Tyler Moonsage, what do you got for the cat documentary's title?
Go ahead
Because
and name
I'm
that.
trying to reference it in the game right now. I need a name. You won that. You won that right
won
when you
the title.
donated and got us over
Give them
200.
some time. They've got the delay too.
Yeah,
That's
that's true.
Yeah, okay. So while he's coming up with the thing, I want to start taking more classes back in the thing, and I'm curious, is Brock also going back to the school? Like, because when he walked away, Lenore said, like, oh, see you in classes next fall. So
Mhm.
did he actually return?
So that is a good part to do Nora stuff. So Nora, as it's the fall or maybe the spring and you're back on campus, you're in class one day and you're kind of fighting to stay awake. It's an early class, and you never see Brock. You never see
That's
him on
great.
campus. But one day you are in class and you're looking at your phone when maybe you're not supposed to be, speaking from experience. And you look down and you see Margot is now following you.
I can't tell if you're being silent or if your mic peaked again.
Yeah,
No,
I
that
think I
was
saw you
silence.
there.
That was silence.
that was silent.
That was silent. I think she runs to the bathroom like immediately. She just goes to the bathroom and like I think she wants to like call, she calls everyone, like literally the whole group, and has to tell them all immediately. Doesn't care that everyone's probably at work doing grown up stuff.
Amazing.
I'm at work. What?
Margo,
Oh, I know it.
Kira's just like, I'm at work.
Oh my god.
And then I went to the underworld.
Amazing. Well, I broke the game.
Everything
I can't
was
stop
just for that.
crying.
Yeah.
I'm like emotional crying, and then I'm laugh crying, and then I'm emotional crying again.
Oh, you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm okay. It's just, you just really bond with people when you go through things like having to kill the ferryman of the river Styx and save each other's lives, and your professor turns into gold and then back again. It's just
That classic scenario, yeah.
it's just in that classic way.
You know, when that happens.
Everyone's been through that once or twice.
Okay, we'll flash back to the Hanukkah party here.
No.
Kira, you are you don't wake up, you walk over to the bathroom and you're kind of washing your face. You kind of feel a little weird. So you splash some water in your face and you kind of look back up into the mirror and your mythos is just staring back at you instead of you with a sinister smile across its face.
Hi. I don't know if you can understand me, but I mean you no harm, and I really hope you don't murder me right now.
You kind of blink as it kind of tilts its head towards you, like through the mirror. Like it's moving its head towards the mirror towards you, and you blink and it's gone, and it's just your face again.
Shit. Okay.
That's it.
Fuck you. That's not it.
All right.
Welcome to a Chris game.
Yep, welcome to the Chris cliffhanger.
Oh my god.
Imagine
fuck,
that
that's so
every
scary.
session
Everyone.
for a year.
Like, I know she's the mythos, but like, damn, like, have you seen pictures of her? Like,
Yep.
fuck,
Yes.
she's really scary. I
I
don't
did my
Yo, post up some
research.
pics in chat. I need to see.
You haven't?
Yeah,
Oh
okay.
boy.
I
She's
had
so
to.
scary.
I had to look this up for the comic book cover variant edition that I did, and
Mhm.
yeah, it's like kind of like a Joker smile kind of thing with scars on either side of the cheeks, and it's
All right,
very eerie.
So
and
we're gonna flash. We're gonna flash out of the Hanukkah celebration again, and we're gonna go to Katia. One day you're enjoying some tea, maybe in the backyard. You notice that a flock of birds begins to gather around, but it's a little more birds than usual. And it's not you. You check if you like accidentally summoned them or used your powers in a way, and you're like, oh no. And you just kind of sit there for a moment, and you hear a voice. And you look down, and it's Yorick. He finally says some words and is finally useful.
He would.
And he sits there, and he's just kind of like, you're kind of like in one of those like lawn chairs, and you're just kind of like sprawled out, and Yorick is sitting there. And he says, we could make a difference here in this city.
What? Oh. I mean, since when do you really care?
And he never talks again.
Oh, you son of a bitch. I'll just like stick my cigarette in between his like skull teeth.
Yeah, you watch as just a puff comes out after a while.
I'll keep enjoying my tea and sort of mulling over what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll dig it.
We're gonna go to Victor, and we're gonna flash actually out of the holiday season towards the spring. So this is down the line for Victor. Victor, you've been having, or at least Sylvia's been having a difficult time coming to terms with what is going on with her.
Oh no.
One day you get a text, and it says, heading into the burbs for a while to find myself. Thanks, Vicky. See you soon. And it's a little twin heart emoji.
Oh my god, is that like my card flipping on me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hey, you all stop
I
holding
know,
back.
I knew it was happening. I knew it was gonna happen. It's just a little heartbreaking because like my headcanon for Victor and Sylvia was like the cutest best friends ever.
Go find her, season 2.
We can't leave.
You can go into the burbs. There's
All
like
right, is there anything else that I need to know about like in my epilogue?
Nope, those are all my little mini epilogues. So if you would all like to have like your last conversation as a group here for the next hour.
Victor totally does eventually go to the gym and does like the rope workout because of the whips. Get it? Haha.
So we will flash back to the Hanukkah celebration while you were all at Rosa's house and all kind of gathered around the living room. I think Lenore probably shows up at some point, and she comes in and hugs all of you and
Well,
stays for a bit.
I have a bit of a wild idea. I don't know exactly what the rest of you all are up to. I know some of you have your own works and such and are still in school.
Okay.
I don't know. I think maybe I'm getting a little bit tired of working in the larger, the big law field, I guess you could say. Our firm is pretty big. I don't feel like I can do quite as much there. But perhaps some sort of I don't know, non-profit group or something. Maybe we can try to find some people of similar interests as us, similar abilities, try to do something a little bigger. Plus, frankly, we barely walked out of there alive, and if there's going to be more people like Magnus around.
So, Katya, what you're saying is you want to start the Avengers, because if that's the case, I'm in.
I mean, nothing quite so overt. I mean, take a look at some of those legal issues they had, but, a profit on a volunteer basis. That's, and I'll just sort of go off into like, oh man, and you wouldn't believe this issue with what happened in the movie and how that's just not legally sound.
Why are you making something so cool so boring?
Well, didn't you read the fine print?
Did the
Wait,
Sokovia
the
Accords
fine
just get
print.
mentioned?
Yeah, exactly. Katya's like, okay, now this is why the Sokovia Accords wouldn't work. And it's probably also the nerdiest you've ever seen her. Like,
Well,
most lawyerly and the nerdiest.
well, Avengers joke aside, Katya, I'd be more than honored to help you out with your initiative.
I mean,
I'm
this-
game. It
I
gives me
would
another chance to
too.
go to the underworld, especially.
Well, let's try to avoid that. I think maybe actually a big point of some sort of first focus might be trying to block that area off so somebody like Magnus can't get back down there and start messing with things again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about sailing down Cocytus next time. It sounds like a blast.
I was thinking, I talked with Lenore in canon. I talked with Lenore about this, and once I finish up the degree, which should be this semester, I am not going to end up going into the archive like I thought about. And so, out of character, this is my archive expert card flip because I'm leaning more into trying to work more to my strengths, I guess. I mean,
Strengths.
especially what we all did together, I didn't realize like how useful that could actually be, and that it was good for more than just, keeping myself out of trouble and helping out small groups of people. I want to do something more with it, so I'm good with that. Very good with that.
I think that's great. You're really incredible with your skills, and we've already seen that we can't really trust the police or even the coroner's office, that it's very easy for people to get corrupted. If we hold everyone accountable and we do our best to keep it, God, this is annoying, good, then we can make like a difference or whatever.
A difference or whatever. Fuck.
Yeah,
Wow, Nora, that was very mature of you.
look, Nora's heart's always in the right place. I've come to learn after we've hung out a little bit at work now. Anyway, Aviva, and Nora mentioning the corruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've turned in the coroner's badge. I think I'm going to focus a little more on the private practice part and providing medical treatment for areas of Barlow City that could, quite frankly, use affordable treatment. I'm going to be opening a new clinic instead.
You need an intern?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to need someone to help out, especially when I was thinking you could handle a lot of death certificates. That seems like that was up your alley.
Love it.
And then Nora, if you wanted to get in those classes, I'll write that letter of recommendation you've been hounding me about.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
He's so cute.
It is. Oh my
It's
god.
really cute.
I love the whole
never
like Nora
ended.
Victor thing.
I don't. I've never ended a campaign before. This is sad.
I know. Why do you think I've been crying?
I know. Y'all, we got to have a Hanukkah meal all together, and now we're gonna be the Mythos Avengers.
Guys, I have eyeliner on. I can't cry right now.
Now you know how it feels.
No, you're wearing good eyeliner. It shouldn't
True.
run
That's
unless
true,
you start,
actually.
like
Abby got
rubbing
the
your
good
eyes.
shit.
You'll be
Abby-
fine. Abby's got
Abby
the good
hooked me
shit.
up. Yeah, Abby
Yeah,
hooked me up with the
exactly.
good shit.
Give her some credit.
all right. Y'all can have some tears as a treat.
As a treat. Any other conversations this day?
Victor also pulls out from the bag. Also, everyone, I know no one could make it to the premiere of Castlevania,
Oh,
but
Fuck.
jeez.
Yes, we did
I
it.
brought it.
Oh my god, it's called Castle. I took so much psychic damage.
Was that from chat? Was that from chat?
is.
From Tyler Moonsage.
Holy
They picked the
fuck.
name for their
Tyler.
donation.
Oh my god.
So
Okay,
good.
that's the
Love you
worst
so
pun I've
much.
ever heard.
I'm angry. What?
Yes.
And
I'm so
Victor,
angry.
Victor's going to force everyone at this Hanukkah party to watch Castlevania with
Yes.
Oh God!
At some point, I just lean over to Aviva and I'm like, our people have experienced horrible things for millennia. We can get through a cat documentary.
Do I hear this?
I don't know.
It's the anniversary of the Maccabees battle. I know we can make
If
it.
we can
through.
get through 8 nights of Hanukkah, we can get through 90 minutes of a cat documentary.
How long is it?
It's totally a shot-for-shot remake of either Castlevania or like the classic Dracula movie, but with cats.
Oh my god.
Thank you, chat.
Oh God, my stomach.
Not only
hurts.
are you so generous, but you bring us so much goddamn joy in these
Thank
trying
you,
times.
chat. It is true. Thank you, everyone.
Oh God, oh fuck, I'm angry.
It's so
And it's
bad, it's good again.
So,
I know,
so,
but I'm just so angry.
so it's perhaps the most excruciating 90 minutes you've been through. Victor, even though as much as he is very passionate about this project, video editing he did not go to school for.
Oh Lord.
It's like the one thing in his
Wah.
string of letters
Oh,
that he's
no.
shitty at,
We're
right?
watching somebody's like very first YouTube video.
Oh, God. I
It's
just
totally-
No, it's the Ben Wyatt stop motion animation
It
from
is.
Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like early days chromatic chimera quality.
Oof.
Oh god.
You know,
Oh.
like the camera like
No.
fuzzes out a few times.
Did you record it on Discord? I don't
Yeah.
understand.
And Victor's just like it is like really it's the one thing he's not good at. And you like in your experience he's like almost one of those people who's like a wiki genius, can call up any Wikipedia article if you ask about a topic, but video editing is not his forte.
Well,
And after it's done he
everyone-
just looks so happy. He's like, what do we think?
It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
I still love the cats a lot.
I mean,
Well-
it's getting late. I should probably head out. Long day, you know.
Thought it was very well thought out and detailed.
Well, look, friends.
And I will roll for my winning smile.
Look, friends. I know it was terrible. I got last place. It's okay.
Oh.
They actually ranked it over 3? How did they? Was it on purpose just to slight you?
It had a lot of heart.
I'm gonna lean over to Nora and be like, I think it may have been a participation award.
I believe the judges said it was if the room could be so bad it was bad, it would be that. It was great. I loved every minute of it. I got laughed out of the festival. It was wonderful. It was great.
No.
Oh,
That counts as like bullying. That's not okay.
Look, it's okay because I got a lead on like one of these vampires I've been chasing for a while, so
okay.
it's totally cool.
Okay.
Don't y'all get it?
It
was
turns-
a long con.
It turns out the judges were the vampires he was trying to track down.
Oh. At least that's what he tells
Yeah.
himself.
Right.
That's all I really needed. I just really needed to have the cat documentary show up in this
Yes.
epilogue. I'm good now. I shall-
Catsylvania.
Castlevania.
Okay, we're just gonna have all the merch possible from this game now. Like, we need movie posters, we need Team Jacket.
A
Yes.
Victor Belmont production.
BBC.
Oh my gosh. I want him to like do one now with all the cats dressed as us going through this adventure for the next thing.
Oh, that is the totally
Oh my
That's
next
the
thing.
next.
Don't give him
Okay,
ideas.
y'all. That's our one-shot idea, right? We'll modify Honey Heist so that we can be
We
the
can all
cats.
be Victor's cats.
Yes, that's
Exactly.
amazing.
Exactly.
Victor's cats, Katya's birds. It's just pet episode, the game.
Bad
Yes!
Victor does admit that he adopted 3 more cats for the next movie. And one of them's an orange cat, one of them's a big chunky cat, and one of them's a very also another black cat to fit in
I
with
would die
Heroes.
with a chunky cat. I want
That's
the
so cute.
And Victor's like totally showing pictures of his cats to everyone.
God.
Just like the
Just
12th
feigning,
time
like,
you showed it to me
yes.
yesterday at work.
I know, but they're so cute.
They are really cute. Like, if I thought things were cute or whatever.
Oh, and I named this one Yorick Jr.
Oh,
We just see, like, somehow the skull rolls its eyes. Doesn't have any, but you can feel it.
the sockets roll.
And just bony smile ever so slightly. I love it. Katya tries to be encouraging of Victor's like cat documentary, but it's not like she's not really putting her all into it. She's like, it's got a lot of heart. Yep. Very passionate. Good job. Awkward like shoulder pat.
It's about this time. Lenore takes her leave and she says, I'm so proud of you all and please stay in touch. And I think I have a few things to figure out on my own, but thank you. She gets up and she gets her umbrella and her coat on, and you guys all kind of go back to talking, and she just like pauses in the door and kind of looks back at you all for a second and shuts the door and goes out into the night.
I love Lenore. I'm glad she's
I
not
love
dead.
Lenore.
Me too.
I'm so glad she's okay, you guys.
She's better than okay.
She's Osiris
Oh, Cyrus.
Nice.
instead of
fuck.
okay.
No, shut up. How much psychic damage did I take?
I'm not sorry.
right,
I stand by
I'm
my
gonna-
statements.
I'm going to give a last call as we're kind of seem to be wrapping up here. Any last conversations we have before we do a short epilogue and then we plug for the evening?
I'm good.
I think Katya's pretty much at peace.
Okay.
As a
Kira's
peace
not.
as she
Holy
gets.
shit. I'll probably go to Nora later and be like, hey, want to try to get back to the underworld again?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
That's their spin-off show.
Yes.
Yep.
Nora and Kira going to the underworld with a
Underworld
bunch of like college
adventures.
buddies that they make
Get
like
her
a bunch
off.
This
You
is our
go off
college
into
adventure.
the underworld. Katya's trying to get it declared a super fun site.
Yeah.
Like,
All right, so I know it's a little early, but I guess we're going to do the final outro here. So none of you are here, but from a cinematic perspective, this is what you see. Along with the audience, you all see a stretch limousine winding through the night streets. The windows so tinted you can only see the moon's reflection. The limo stops in front of a casino, and out steps a thin wisp of a man, a swagger that can only be provided from illicit substances. Brock Beckett pushes the 12th floor button of the elevator. The whirring of ropes and pulleys push the elevator upwards towards the 12th floor. Beckett enters into a smoke-filled office, the sound of bells and people hitting jackpots far below drowned out by the slow, methodic music playing in this office. Brock leans in and yells out into the dark room, "So you want to know what I learned or not? You've been ghosting me." You hear a feminine voice speak back, and she says, "And why would I? I hear Brock Beckett has lost his golden touch, and with it his usefulness." And he responds and he says, "Don't believe every myth you hear." And Brock opens up his little shawl to show his stomach where you all tried to shoot him, that he turned gold. He touches it and it fades to pale and then back to gold, showing that he can now control it. He says, "In fact, I'm better than ever, baby." And he just has this large, cheesy smile on his face. Your vision flashes. And you see Brock reach into his pocket and he holds out this like little Ziploc bag with like, it looks like clay or like some sort of material like that. And your vision flashes back and you see Aviva exiting Katya's car as Brock presses some tape over where her hand was. Your vision flashes again to where Katya and Nora exited Arlo's apartment, and again to the night Victor and Kira broke into Arlo's apartment, and you see Brock press the windowsill where they left. "Now, Doc, as requested," and Brock holds this bag forward and he says, "And you can now see these clay prints of all of your fingerprints." And you watch as Dr. Piper Dukes leans out of the shadows, her brown frizzy hair, and she says, "Let's get started." And that's where we're going to end this campaign, on that note.
Chris!
Damn it.
so good.
So that is the
Fucking Brock.
yeah,
Freaking Brock.
fucking Brock, man.
You know the point of an epilogue
Sorry,
is
Chris,
to like
you can
wrap
finish it.
things up.
That's
and,
it.
Like,
Well, you can say that
not
has been
on a
dead
winter.
cliffhanger like this. You know?
It's a season 2 teaser. So, anyways,
is
that has
We're gonna have another
been
season. Hello.
maybe someday. I know the people who are in charge of it. So,
Yeah, I think you could put a good word
yeah, I
in.
think so.
Ugh.
Like, could you tell that Alex gotta fuck off?
I will do that later. That is going to be Dead Winter. Thank you so much for everyone who has supported us tonight and through the 8 episodes. I've never wrapped a campaign before. They've all just kind of died off, and as campaigns do. So this is really fun for me to get to do. As teased, maybe someday down the line we will be doing a season 2. It won't be for a little while, as we have some new shows coming out that we want to focus on. But maybe someday we can get the Cat Vengers back together and see where their story takes them, as all of them now have some new things to look into.
Ooh, boy.
So thank you so much.
Yes.
Again, thank you for all the donations tonight. What are we at right now?
Yes. We are at
I believe-
205 last I checked.
205.
Yep, we are at
Wow.
Of US
205.
dollars.
Thank you so much, everyone. That is
Thank
so great.
you.
We got to see Alex in eyeliner, and we got the worst pun I've ever heard in my life. So thank you so much.
Which one? There's so many.
Sylvania!
Catsylvania is the
And
worst.
and folks, don't worry. This fundraiser will be continuing
Yes.
throughout the
Mhm.
rest of June. So any of these other games you're going to be hearing about that take place on Chromatic Chimera after this will include fundraising for this for the Bale project. So if you can't give now, that's okay. There's going to be plenty more opportunities. There's plenty more content to come.
Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. Let's go around and plug before we wrap it on up. So, Sam, you want to go first?
Sure. Hey everybody, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at @TheSamWisest. I'm SamWise_Gangy here on Twitch. I am a disability advocate and a TTRPG streamer. I'm the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera. Most of the time you can find me on Mondays here for Wildmount, Daring, and Divine with no initiative. We have a guest coming up in a couple of weeks, so this is a really good time to start catching up if you want to be excited for that. Otherwise, I will be back here on Wednesdays for Agora's Bells as well as for Steam Spell. And right now, that's all that I've got actually on my schedule. I do know that actually, this was just figured out. Saturday, June 20th, time to be determined. I'm going to be running a game of Dialect as part of our Pride and Bale Project fundraiser, so come and check that out. Right now, at least for cast, it's going to be me, Abby. I have Leona Maple and Izza, who recently guested over on Wildmount, as well as Reliable from over at Dice Priory is gonna come and play with
Reliable
us.
said yes.
Yeah, they said
Yes!
yes! So I'm super excited. I've been wanting to play Dialect non-stop since I played it with Megan for Unprepared, so come and check that out. And that'll be it for me. If we're gonna keep going around, then I think we've got Nevi next.
We do have a Nevi.
Hi guys, I'm and Cindy are also in Tales from Minari Village. It's a really fun game where we are a village council trying to keep a town from, not being overrun by bandits, not being on fire, dealing with a lot of past projects. And Rami had some interesting things happen last week, and a little bit of some secrets have come out from her, which has been really fun, and I'm really excited to explore that more. I hope you guys will check it out.
Great, thank you. Cindy, anything to add to that?
Check us out on Sunday mornings, y'all.
All right.
Like a time.
Good plug.
Oh yes.
It's Sunday morning, just heads up. But yeah.
All right, thank you. Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. You probably know me as Mr. Puddins. If you want to follow me on Twitter, please do so. Just note that my tweets have been very grumpy and very emotionally charged recently. And it might continue to be that way because that's just the world right now. Anyway, come by next week. I'm in all those wonderful other games mentioned. June 11th, that's a Thursday at 7 p.m. EST. Chris will be in this game as well as a few others, including Leopold the Just, Vay does D&D, Noir Enigma, and Abby, we're going to be starting a new campaign, Perilous Sun, science fantasy, heavily inspired by 40K and a lot of the other weird science fiction and fantasy stuff I'm into. It's going to be weird. It's going to be cool. It's going to be great. If you like Steam Spell and Agora's Bells, there's going to be plenty of like little lore treats in there. So highly recommend it. Plus laser guns. Anyway, as I said before, do consider donating as we continue to play games and you continue to watch our stuff. Every little bit helps, and it's your chance to be like the heroes that you see here and the heroes you play at your table. So please do consider donating, as this it means a lot to me and it means a lot to a lot of folks. So please, that's all I got. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And sorry I skipped you. Back to Anna.
Oh, no worries. That's just giving me time to collect my emotional ass here so that I can unplug. Yes, hello, I'm Anna. You can follow me on Twitter at Namiria941, and I also have a YouTube channel that just recently got 500 subscribers, like today. So thank you people that did that because, wow. Right now, my Twitter is also a good way to help support like the Black Lives Matter movement if you don't have any money to donate. I know that specifically today is, well, it would have been Breonna Taylor's 27th birthday. Sadly, she was killed by the police in an act of racist violence. So if you are looking for ways to help her get justice, I have a lot of resources that I have shared on social media and you can find them there. As for other games, I am going to be part of the Chromatic Chimera Pride programming. We are going to be playing the Sleepaway Horror RPG, which is a no dice, no masters kind of system. And I'm really excited to try out on June 19th. And I also play on Encounter Roleplay in Dreams of Dust, which is a sort of dustful noir creepy carnival story where I play a supernatural skeptic character. So very different from here, but it's a lot of fun. So come check that out. Thanks.
And lastly, I am Chris. I was obviously the MC tonight. I DM Agora's Bells, so if you like the style of my MCing, I don't think it's too entirely different than my Wednesday game, so come on by there and check that out as well. I'm in Steam Spell, I'm in elsewhere, and I'm going to be in Perilous Buns. My character is just kidding. My character has a lot of lore kind of tied in, again, like Alex said, to Agora's Bells and Steam Spell. So it'll be really interesting to see that unfold in a like futuristic setting. So I think that'll be a lot of fun to roleplay as. I'm excited for that. But besides that, thank you all again. Thank you to the cast. This was a lot of fun. The past 8 Fridays have been a treat, absolute joy. So,
thank you, Chris.
Of course.
Like, seriously.
Yeah.
This was
So
a
much
new
fun.
system for you and everything, too. Like, we were
It
all kind of
was.
learning this together. So,
Yeah.
thank you for your
Of
patience
course.
and support.
And thank you, City.
Thanks.
Thank you, Son of Oak
Yes.
Studios, for just making such a cool game.
Very cool,
So
very
fun.
narrative, very flexible.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also thank you for letting us use your awesome music for our
Yes.
our away screens for
Yeah.
this show. You can find the
Yeah.
details down in our info section. They are amazing because you can buy the soundtrack if you liked the music. Like you can
Yep.
just listen
Yeah.
to it. It's awesome.
It's right
That's
on
what I
their
do.
website.
I was
Um,
like, I may be doing that right after we end the
Yeah.
stream.
I know
Just
they
saying.
I think they just came out with a new book too.
They
and if you
did.
like the
Yep.
basis of the system, the 2d6 with the power tags and whatnot, Powered by the Apocalypse is a really cool system, easy to hack. Sam and I are working on, with Kate, working on a hack of our own. It's like, my joke is the best part about the system is I don't know shit about it, and I'm doing great.
So again, thank you so much. A heartfelt thank you to those in chat who donated. I really appreciate it. Heartfelt thank you to everyone who played in this wild campaign. And with that, we're going to go raid our friends. So thank you so much. Have a good evening.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
everyone. Be
Thank
safe.
you, and we will miss Dead Winter.
And when will
Yes.
Magnus return?